And I've just fixed everything. We are live. Hold on one sec.
Only 1 hour and 60.
We're probably not.
Whoa! And y'all slip on me!
Good job.
You can see Corey messing with his nuts.
Silence.
Yeah, dude,
like
you guys are
so
fucking idiots.
You can just see you messing with your nuts.
I know.
Hold on, it's laggy right here.
I don't care. It's fucking laggy, baby.
No, it looks fine on mine.
Does it look fine on the stream?
Yeah, it's fine. Just
Check,
we gotta
check.
get rid
Can
of
you
this
hear
other
me?
shit.
Hold on, it's laggy right here.
I don't care. It's fucking laggy, baby.
No, it looks fine on mine. Does it look fine on the stream?
Great job. Oh my god.
Now we're gonna go smoke
Yeah.
a cigarette.
Yeah, now you guys get to watch the intro for 3 hours.
we're gonna
You guys.
we're gonna go lay in the kitchen.
You guy.
You guy.
Woo!
Hey, Dylan.
What?
Hey, no, you
What's
can't.
the problem
I
now?
was gonna say bring it
You can't fucking talk to me right now.
We are not the same. I am a Martian. Oh my god, people, we finally fucking made it into this life.
Someone just check the stream real quick, please.
Oh my god.
Just check. Sure. Oh, it's playing over the.
Yeah, it's playing in the
We're good.
background. You can close that. Close it all. Just close the window. Just close the Safari.
Well, in case
Got
you
him.
want to look up
Okay.
rap.
Damn it, where'd my fucking beer go?
Dude.
God fucking.
I've
We're
probably
not-
been drinking it.
Hey, will you give me one of those Modelo's
Oh yeah.
in your lighter?
Damn, I always have like 40 fucking lighters, and like for some reason we're all sharing the same one that Garrett left outside.
I got it.
Oh, okay. Where are you going?
That's
You
what-
you made
oh,
it cold in here, bro.
Feels fucking good.
Did you do my air conditioner?
Yeah, I asked you if I
Wow,
could.
good job. You know how my thing works? My wife doesn't even know how
Hey.
that fucking thing works.
If I can fix the stream, I can change the AC, bitch.
Okay, I'm not in the thing there, so.
All right. Well, I don't know how many of you guys stayed up to 126 to listen to our live stream. It's actually 0 of you right now. This is yours. I have the blue one.
Oh, good thing I grabbed it.
Oh, we're just like zoomed in.
Yeah, Gary, did you fix the stream? Did you live in the cul-de-sac?
Did you?
Yes,
Yes.
Twice.
twice, dude. Thrice.
Twice.
Cul-de-sac. Do you think that's French? Cul-de-sac.
Pretty
They
sure
were
it has
like-
to do with something that looks like a sack.
They were like, all right, we're just going to name this after this French dude's nuts, how they hang.
Caldy.
Caldy.
Name a neighborhood structure after
Jason
it.
Caldy.
Jason Mraz.
Jason Caldy.
Jason Mraz.
Cul-de-sac.
You still
In my
freestyle?
bed I felt it, thought it you. Just so fucking hot that I'm melting.
You're so fucking hot. Alright, guys, I gotta.
You're like, I gotta go. I gotta go, man.
I'm getting tired.
You just like go to bed and you're like, you guys just finish whenever you want.
Yeah, you guys could show yourself out.
We haven't gotten as drunk as I thought we would.
So let's
Get
do
the
it.
Bacardi.
Let's finish
Let's
that.
take shots. Let's
Okay.
take shots.
Let's just drink it out of the bottle.
Oh shit, shots. Fuck.
Oh yeah.
You said you're staying the night.
Yeah, but dude, I don't know if my mom's watching this.
Trust me, our mom.
Try to get
fine.
a swig out of it. Do you think that people really do that in real life? I mean, people that are desperately trying to get drunk, I guess they're just, I don't know. Let's call up your mom.
Let's call up your mom.
Yeah.
The Lisa Mabel special.
Mine hasn't been drinking. Mine hasn't been drinking.
Let's call her up.
My mother hasn't been drinking. Or she might have been drinking,
Pixar didn't.
but you
happen.
know what I mean.
No, I don't.
You mean people
Oh, man,
people
that
at
was
like a normal
big chug.
Jesus.
How bad is that? He's punches your face up your face.
He just says ass. Like badass.
I'm not gonna take a swig that big. You look fucked.
Dude, you,
Try.
are you gonna
No.
we start the podcast by trying to take a huge ass chug of Bacardi and throwing up.
Everyone gets sick.
I found
dude.
your weakness.
Now I'm nervous.
I
man.
found your weakness.
I found your
What does he say after that? He's like, blah, 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 blah.
Sleepless.
sleepness weakness.
Sleepless nights.
I wonder if the playback
You still look fucked up. after the shot, dude.
I feel better now. It only takes a second.
I took.
Come
a,
on, just quit talking about it.
I
It's gonna
took
make
a
it worse.
I took a sniff of it. I fixed the
Hey,
And that was
Baja.
enough. Now I'm drunk.
This
I
okay.
need the Baja.
Here's your blast.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
This right here is for anyone who lives in a cul-de-sac
And or lived.
and or lived twice,
Like me.
like fucking me.
My parents didn't want me playing out in the fucking busy streets, dude. So I had to stay on my own streets. They were those non-busy streets,
Dude, we
dude.
need a freestyle.
Oh,
Man.
Dylan like throws up. Jesus, that was kind of a long swig too.
Oh, good job.
Oh man. Oh,
Yeah, great job.
I don't know how you did that.
No, you did it. It takes a minute, but it goes away. You'll feel better. Here, try the blast. It really helps.
Yeah, drink more of this. Bacardi.
Do you want to chase it with some more?
more Bacardi and blast.
Bacardian.
It's called a brain blast.
Let's take a trip to Bacardi.
Swig, dude.
Swig, bro. 2 chugs. He's been to college. He can kick our ass. Oh my god.
Fuck you guys.
He's
What?
like a grown man.
What?
Fuck
what?
you,
He
dude.
said what?
I thought you were saying that was like a pussy ass chug.
No, that was great.
I was like, guys, I
Maples
feel
carry their own weight. Did you see how I handled it? Fuck.
'Cause you're, like,
It's
throwing
hard,
up.
dude. I can't do it either. How long do you think it would take us to drink liquor to get used to it?
I don't know if you get used to that.
I don't think I'll ever be like a liquor person.
Oh man.
I really never have been
No,
either.
get that shit
Put
away
it back
from
over
me.
there.
No, let's take another one.
Fuck you.
I don't know, man.
Fuck you. Yo, nigga, fuck you.
Now that the
All right,
streams are
well,
ended.
way to drop the soft R.
Yeah, nigga, fuck you.
So what I was gonna say earlier,
Yeah.
when I was like, I'm saving
one?
this for the podcast, and it's not gonna,
surprised
it's
you
gonna be
remember.
really anticlimactic because I probably talked about this before.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say you were talking about Mayhem, and they made the singer's skull into like a necklace.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they.
I was gonna say like, that seems pretty serious. But do you think a lot of guys in those like hardcore death metal bands that they do like satanic shit on stage and stuff? Do you think that's real or do you
I
think
think
it's
a lot
fake?
of them aren't about it. I think it's.
Yeah, who do you think's
about?
about it? Who do you-
He's like,
what bands?
He's like, you are not from these death metal streets.
live in a cave.
He wears the mark. He wears
Yeah.
the mark of
Yeah.
darkness.
I was once given the black dot of death by a pirate, and I'm still here to tell about it.
And now I've made bangers.
I've made bangers.
Dude, honestly, this is gonna probably
They made their
sound really
singer's
amateur.
suicide.
Yeah,
thing there.
yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
That made the liquor kind
On
of
it-
come back.
God,
You're like giggling and then you like throw up. Like,
That's the real reason we brought that. Yeah, dude. I'm that. Ugh,
who do you? Okay,
that made me feel. Weird.
So-
hey, do you want a burrito?
No.
Would you want to? Do you want to chase that Bacardi with a burrito?
Oh, dude.
A burrito.
I'm like dipping the Bacardi in the.
oh
and it's
god,
cold. And it's cold. You could chase the Bacardi with just like a packet of fire sauce. That'd be great.
mild or hot?
Diablo.
Mild. My favorite.
Um,
I was so kind of to finish what I was saying. I was like, how many of those bands do you actually think are like about the satanic life?
He asks us this a lot.
No, it's interesting. Like, think about it.
I mean, it just. I think it's degrees, man. I think it's degrees of what you're into. Like like what
You think they're like
okay.
halfway serious, halfway doing it for like views?
I mean,
Yeah.
there's like that. There's like Arch Enemy, which is that bitch singer.
that's
They're, like,
that's
super
totally for
satanic.
that's totally for like attention.
Exactly. And then there's like Mayhem, where like
They're just
4 of the
hardcore,
members got
genuine Satanists, dude.
Well, 4 of the members like got arrested for fucking cooking the dude's brains and eating it, so he'd always be with them. So I think they're about it.
Yeah, you're upping yourselves. Like one band member is upping the other band.
Yeah, it's like,
you know
well,
what I
I'll
mean?
eat his brains if you're putting the thing in the
Yeah.
necklace.
Dibs on eyes.
Yeah.
Eyes.
If I'm sucking dick on stage, then you have to suck dick on stage.
No, but they've been like arrested in foreign countries for like bringing pigs up on stage and like sacrificing pigs on stage.
Wouldn't they
Fucking
get
them,
arrested?
too.
They would get arrested
I
here
don't,
doing
I
that.
don't think fucking.
I wonder
No,
if they
I'm
consider
serious,
that.
dude.
I wonder if they consider that art though. Like, you know how you can get
You
away with
can't
pretty much anything
sacrifice-
in the U.S. You can pretty much get away with anything if you say it's art.
If you were to bring a dog on stage and break the dog's neck and skin the dog, you'd still get arrested for
Dude,
it.
do you know how
it's
much shit-
parody?
Do you know how much shit people get away with because it's artistic stuff?
Nah, dude. That kid who threw the cat across the street, do you remember that video?
That wasn't for art. That was just him being a dick.
But what I'm saying is, like, that's no different than if you did that and was like, Death of a Cat, Garrett Maples, 2018. You know what I mean?
Dude, I forgot where I heard this, but this guy walked into, so he went, this is like an art project. He went into an airport, he was wearing like a trench coat and had like, all fake, but like rigged a LED like bomb looking thing, and walked to the airport, like took his trench coat off, was like walking towards security and stuff with all this flashing, like it looks like a bomb. Like he made it to look like a bomb. And the art, that's how he got away with it. The art was like people's reaction or whatever. But I'm like, honestly, is it
I don't
just
know, dude. I think whoever
No,
handles
I'm
those kind
serious.
of cases, you know,
no? But at the same time, it's like
it's a little bit too dark.
at the same time,
That's perfect.
his reaction or whatever was supposedly the art side of things.
I mean,
What if he would have gotten shot? I wonder if then they would have sued him for like he was just doing an art project, but at the same time he's also openly acting like a threat to like airport
I'll tell
security.
you the directions that you're taking this down. I could probably break down into like 20 different ways though, because like there's different like there's Instagram celebrities. You know, I was just getting in a little bit of like a tiff with someone the other day about they were like talking shit about Lil Tay. And they were like, oh, this fucking 9-year-old on my timeline, they need to call CPS on this girl. And I was like, it's a fucking I was like, you're talking about her right now because of the stuff that she did. And I said that I was like, she's pretty much like Ric Flair. You know what I'm talking about? That 9-year-old girl that's in all the videos now. She's the Asian girl. She's
she's like, I make more money than your fucking
I've seen that.
favorite rappers.
Who is that?
Yeah.
How did she
Lil
get famous?
Tay. She just talks shit on the internet. She's 9 years old. She's like, I'm 9. I got a fucking Audi i8, and she's like, I mean, just talking shit.
It's all fake though.
It's all fake. Okay,
people,
it's all fake.
People made a video. They caught
Isn't
her.
it cool with the production that goes into it though? Like, I almost respect it. And my boss Todd was like, when this clout shit started, you know, and my boss was like, oh, well, they're just renting those cars. I was like, I know they say that. They tell you I just rented that's the part of it now. I put this
that
whole
kind of
thing
ties
together.
into kind of the message too.
Like I got a Tiger in my video. I got some Beats by Dre. I got fucking The Weeknd.
It wasn't Lil Pump actually bringing a tiger into his own tiger in the fucking middle school in that video.
Yeah. You think he smashed up his own Bentley fucking thing? Like that's almost part of the setup. It's like, oh, that's cool that you could convince someone to let you smash the back windshield out of their fucking
it's almost
Rolls
like
Royce.
the video itself. What you take it for is like what he wanted.
Well,
Because
I mean,
he wants you to know that he like did all that shit.
That's cool. I mean, that's cool and all, but like, do you know how much it
See what I'm
costs to
saying?
like replace a windshield? It's like
Who gives a fuck?
It's like $300.
No.
Yeah, that's easy. Yeah,
I'm saying like
Not saying
smashed a
that if it was
Phantom.
3 or 1,000 that it even matters. But
Is that what the new one is? The new video? Have you seen his new video? The Eskedit video?
Eskedit, yeah.
It's really good.
He's got the money flying
I like
everywhere.
it. I like it. I like his look in it.
He's gotten better at rapping because he's off Xanax.
You think he's clean?
I mean, I think he's at least cleaner than he was.
Off Xanax.
Yeah.
It was good.
Is he clean or is he like rapper clean?
Is he clean?
That's what I. That's Let's see. I like it a lot. I really do. And look. I mean,
Just type in
honestly.
ESK.
Oh yeah. Honestly, in my heart, I'm so open to stuff I'm so open these days. You know that like. If you put it out, I'm gonna watch it, and if I think that you tried hard,
Look at that ratio.
I can see it, dude.
2 weeks
What do you
ago,
got?
it's got
92 million. Wow, he's gonna kick Kendrick's ass. Wow.
Turn the actual YouTube volume down, so it doesn't like blast out the.
There you go. Here you go. Good job. Oh, that helps a lot. Turn it down a little bit more.
He's got like an armored truck.
Have you seen the Eskedit video where no words are repeated?
Yeah.
It's like 45 seconds.
They have it with Gucci Gang too.
This dude isn't even. This dude's a minor still too.
Yeah, isn't he like super
17.
fucking smart
Yeah.
too?
No, don't even look into that. Don't even.
Dylan's the
believe
one who
that
told me that. He was like,
I
dude,
know
he
Dylan
gets
told
straight
you that.
A's,
Please
and
don't
he.
look
No,
at
dude.
that.
I've
Oh no,
never,
Bren told me that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
he
Brent's
said
full
he
of shit.
graduated from Harvard, and I was like, no, he took some.
He got accepted to
Early
Harvard, is what I said.
No,
he
it's
said, I
this
think.
early. Dude, they send that shit to all kinds of high schools. They want some kids to take a test to get this early classification for some. I did the same thing for Duke when I was a kid.
You took a test to get into Duke.
It's like it's some.
Like a.
It's like if you ever did actually get a chance to get to it, they could look back on this.
Yeah.
It's like your freshman year of high school.
Oh, I know what you're saying.
And they always tell you passed, but you didn't really pass.
It's just to motivate you
just
to
did
get
the
through.
fucking test. Yeah. They always tell you passed. But
So it's like
passing is just doing the test. So they have your info, they have your database, they have a test you took freshman year of high school. It's to help you be interested in getting. It's advertisement.
Yeah,
They probably pay the
Carrot
schools.
Maples. That's what that was.
Carrot Maples.
Dude, I used to get paperwork.
Carrot Staples.
Here, pause that, Dylan.
No, don't fucking pause, little pump.
All right,
Keep
fuck.
talk over it, bro.
I was gonna say, what was I gonna fucking say?
Carrot Maples.
Oh, I used to get fucking mail all the time that would say Carrot Maples, like with a C, and I was like, and then I got to the point where I was like, dude, what if like on a legal document somewhere, like my name's actually Carrot Maples?
That was your,
Like, what
That
if I
was your girl name?
You get your
Like,
social security
the
card.
one time it counts
You've
for
just
like
been
my
spelled it wrong.
legal eternity, I spell it like my handwriting sucks. That's what I thought. Like,
I like I like that you're afraid that out there someone's acts at the IRS might be mistaking you for a carrot.
maybe that'll get me like tax evasion
Maybe they'll get
purposes.
you,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
SoundCloud
yeah, yeah.
famous.
Hey, I like. Yeah, it probably would actually. I really like this. You see that?
Yeah.
Do you notice who that looks like?
August Ames.
Oh, I wasn't thinking that. That doesn't look like August Ames.
That does look like August Ames.
That looks like Kim Kardashian.
It's
To me.
like August Ames.
Wow. You want to? Hey, from now on, do you want to watch rap videos 1 second at a time and break it down frame by frame like this?
No, that sounds horrible.
Every day. You know what I'm
Sounds
saying? Like
horrible.
we're gonna
Probably
do
waste a
this,
lot of time
and
because
then boom.
half
and
of
then
them
boom.
probably don't actually have like.
Yeah, dude. Our fucking.
This one is actually, if you could tell how fast ADHD is spreading in the world when you can see a second at a time is a different fucking scene.
Yeah.
Because they
Bro.
want to keep kids hooked like the entire video.
Bro, look, 1 second, 2 second, it's changing scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but did you notice how Kendrick's wasn't like that?
It wasn't.
It was
no,
like
no, it was
all the same
focused.
shot almost.
Yeah.
Because he actually wants like the
Yeah.
real listeners. If you're out there, Kendrick, listening,
Get on. A
He's like, I
podcast.
just
Get on
heard
our
you for the first
podcast.
time.
Damn, dude. You remember when I showed you this video right here?
dude, let's
Yeah, I
not get
like
on
that a
our
lot.
let's not get on our YouTube. Like,
What? Okay.
I feel like
Garrett wants to get deep.
Say it to my face, bitch.
Close it. Come on.
The podcast will stop.
I'm not gonna close it. Just stop.
I was just gonna go back.
I
to
mean-
you.
no, I'm
that.
just trying not to plunge it. We get into
I know,
trust me,
but we
nothing
can't.
would make me happier.
Garrett, we said we know.
Why do you have to watch us complain?
I'm just
about
I'm making sure that the volume's still fucking going.
It's good. I promise.
Dude, it's hot in here again.
Jesus,
It's
dude.
69 degrees.
Look at my dude. Nice, but you gotta
He's like, you want to listen to 6ix9ine now?
I've got so much insulation.
Inspiration.
Insulation.
I thought you were about to say I have so much insulin, dude. Check my back seat.
Okay, it's time for my segment.
Oh yeah, let's do
I
it.
have a segment.
Let's do it.
Are you ready?
Yeah, dude.
Celebrity deaths.
Ooh.
Barbara.
Yeah. Yeah. Shut the fuck up, man. What I say, dude,
What'd
is
you
my
say?
segment. I said my segment. All
He's
right.
like, that means everyone else shut the fuck up.
All right, number 1 this week. Vern Troyer.
Oh, R.I.P. Mini Me.
Yeah, Mini-Me died.
Oh.
Man. And you know what's funny?
That-
I went back and watched a bunch of his videos from his YouTube. Like, I've been watching him over this week. Very happy. Like, not happy. He makes me happy. I watched him. He ordered a Tesla, like a kid's Power Wheel. Like,
Yeah.
you ride it and stuff, but it was a Tesla. You know what I mean? And he
Like,
was like,
made by Tesla and everything?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you get the rights.
Yeah.
You know, they probably Power Wheels probably contact someone.
Probably.
It's an advertisement.
Yeah, because you can get Hummer brand ones. For
No, yeah, they have
Escalades,
Hummer, Escalade.
Jeeps, Ford.
Yeah.
Corvette.
So they probably contact them.
It's probably looks good for the company
Yeah.
because the kid wants a car like his dad or whatever. That's like
Put the kid in the Ford when he's
you
fucking
gotta get
2
Harvey
years
a
old,
And the
man.
thing-
Volkswagen baby.
Yeah, he says
Dude, that'd actually be
Volkswagen.
really dope.
And the
Yeah.
thing,
Have like
thing is, you think he'd die from like organ failure and shit because people, you know, with like his condition or similar to his condition usually don't live very long.
Yeah.
Not as long as he did.
Yeah.
But he didn't even die from that. He died from alcohol.
oh
Yeah,
really?
They said they might have committed
'Cause-
suicide.
Well, he was in the hospital.
How
for,
old was
like,
he? Like 40 something?
48.
Yeah, close to 50.
That's like-
That's really good for a dwarf.
It definitely
So-
was a short life.
Okay, let me
Goddamn.
let me ask this: the guy, you know, the guy who plays like Tyrion on Game of Thrones?
Yeah, Peter Dinklage.
Yeah,
You're like, he's like Garrett's like, he's not gonna die, is he?
he's not gonna die, dude. No, dude, I
Hey,
fucking
tell me
love.
everything's
You guys
okay.
don't-
He honestly, no, dude. Are you up to date on Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Dude, he is such a fucking good actor.
Yeah,
he's amazing.
Why wouldn't he be? He has a normal human brain.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, no, it kind of is like being like for a dwarf, he's so good. That's like
for
the
a
angle
little
I'm
person,
coming.
he's like really good.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
he's
not
still
trying to be
human.
like that, but like, I don't know. It's cool to like see people.
You would think that might hold them
that
back
would
a
think it
little
would
bit.
hold them back. That
Yeah.
just
And
excel.
you
just
can
as
see
good.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, he excels and he's amazing.
Oh, dude.
And what's crazy is that for someone that's like that, I think this is probably the nicest thing you could say towards the situation is that for someone with the dwarfism like he has, he sometimes seems like the biggest person on the screen. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude.
Like his acting is so through the roof.
He's come a long way since
Definitely.
Elf.
man, I love that one when he attacks him.
Oh, when he
Yeah.
plays the douche
Yeah.
writer.
He's like
Call me Elf
writer.
one more time.
I'm trying to think.
I
of
I
what
get more
else. I try to
action
think
in a
of what
week
else,
than
but
you
that's-
have in your entire life.
Man,
I have
action.
houses in Paris,
Action. Do you
Vail.
ever have you ever
You watch
referred
Elf
to
too
your
much.
have you ever referred
Oh.
to your sexual experiences as action?
Oh yeah, dude.
Action.
I got so much action in high school. It was like it was like a Bond movie.
Man.
I got so much action. You'd think I'd be in Braveheart too.
Braveheart.
Is there a Braveheart too?
No, they all
He
died.
It's his prequel. No, it's Braveheart .5.
Braveheart, comma the afterlife.
Braveheart question mark.
Yeah.
Director's cut.
The devil and God are raging inside me. Braveheart 2.
The devil in what?
The devil and God are raging inside me.
Dude, like the brand new album? Fuck.
I want to listen to brand new now.
Get on YouTube.
Yeah,
like
what do you
slam.
think we are? Fucking groomers?
Okay, here's.
Give me that.
Oh shit! Yeah, I'm
When you
sorry.
see my goddamn finger up,
I thought you were pointing at my mic.
I don't want it. Mine.
No, but
Oh, I love this
Um,
Riff Raff song, man.
so
But so it is it actually a fact, like not even try to be like ignorant, obviously not trying to be ignorant, but hopefully this isn't ignorant. Dwarf, like people that are born as dwarf, they have like health issues, right?
Well, yeah, because you have like your organs are in odd places. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a hard life. Don't get me wrong. And people have bone issues. You have a lot of rheumatoid arthritis.
especially like when dwarf women like give birth,
Mhm.
that fucks them up really
Mhm.
bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen like mini like Vern's hands and stuff, but they're like super. I mean, Peter Dinklage has
And
crazy hands. They
even-
look like they're sloughing off.
Even women that like dwarf women, they can give birth to like a normal baby, though, right?
Yes. Oh yeah. Have you seen that? Have you ever seen the
Little
Little
People?
People? Yeah. Have you ever seen Little People?
The show?
Yeah.
I think so.
2 of their kids are normal. One of them is a dwarf, and both parents are dwarves.
Yeah,
I wonder
right?
how
Yeah.
often like the genetic, how like
It seems to
Common.
be 1 in 3.
I mean, like a newborn baby is like half the size. Like a normal newborn baby is like half the size of a dwarf. You know what I mean?
well, it's, I don't.
Oh, you're
Do they
saying-
come out smaller in the beginning, or do they just not grow?
No, I think they're very normal size, but you can just tell some deformity. You could just tell like some things aren't proportioned properly.
I
Oh,
think.
okay.
But if I was a dwarf husband with a dwarf wife and she gave birth to a normal baby, I'd be like, "Who the fuck did you sleep with?
Fucking.
There's a
baby.
1 in 3 chance you cheated on me,
Whose
bitch.
giant
Which
fucking
one of these?
baby is this?
Which one of these normies did you fuck?"
Okay, let's not get too far into the dwarf.
Well, I mean, I'm sure these things are happening. So I've been listening to this like true crime podcast lately, and it's all about like, it's like actually gotten kind of eerie to listen to just because it's super graphic. But like I try to listen to it at night, and it's like I get so fucking paranoid when I'm listening to it. But you know what I've noticed of listening to about 30 of these podcasts by now is most of the issues that they have in these big cases and things like that is incompetence with the detectives and incompetence with like the police departments and stuff. And like, man, I saw there was one. This guy's called like the real estate serial killer, and he was like a real estate agent, so he sold properties to people, and then he was murdering them like different. Not every single one, but like he would kind of like prey on ones here
His
and
best
there
clients.
and like murder there. And I don't think the top sellers, but people, yeah. But so like they ended up finding like a girl in his in like a storage container on one of his properties and stuff, and whole crazy thing. So they kind of end up leading to him because they there's a murder at this motorcycle sales place where 4 people are dead. Like the guy that owns the place, an employee who's his best friend, a woman that works there, and a mechanic that works in the back and stuff. 4 people dead. They don't know who did it. It ends up going around, and that's how they end up finding about this other guy, and they find out about all these other murders that he had committed and stuff. And the detectives, man, it took them so long to put one goddamn thing together. And so like they come out and they publicly say that the employee and the best friend of the owner of this superbike store was the actual father of her unborn child. And the father's murdered. He's dead. Right? And now they're putting it out publicly that that child was not that guy's, that it was the employee and his best friend's child, right?
Like it's a fact. Like they tested
Well,
him.
that's what they said. That's just what they put it out there. Well, then they had someone else like investigate this stuff, and they were like, "You fucking idiots! They got the fucking DNA mixed. They got the DNA switched." And
so
they
they just
like,
did that for like headlines.
They just fucked up.
Yeah.
No, they
They're
just
like,
fucked
this is
up.
juicy.
No, dude. It's juicy. It gives us maybe it'll intrigue someone to giving us a tip. Is probably what they think. But I mean, either way, man. I mean, it's still like you're like, damn, dude. There's a lot of other factors that go into this like episode and how this one worked out. But just like to hear that on top of all the other fuck ups that they made and stuff, it's like, damn, dude, just quit, just fucking quit. Like, how do you feel if your like husband or your like baby daddy gets fucking murdered and shit like that, and then like
you just shame the shit out of him?
Oh
like,
my god, right after it.
Like,
oh yeah,
cheated on him.
Yeah, you were fucking his best friend.
Dude, that makes me. I watched a video earlier this week. Did you ever watch Making a Murderer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a lot about that I didn't like. As much as everyone got into it, there's a lot about it that I didn't like.
Well, so I watched a video. Steven Crowder put out a video.
Oh yeah, I really like Steven Crowder these days, man.
Did you see the one about Making a Murderer, where he exposed? Dude, supposedly like he put out a bunch of stuff that. It's so controversial to what the actual video.
Yeah, that
the actual documentary
holds no weight compared to the things that actually happened.
Yeah, because just like they're saying, law enforcement left out this stuff and made it look like this stuff. They turned it around and just flipped it opposite, and almost made the point they're making against law enforcement against themselves, because they left out so much stuff too against Stephen Avery.
Yeah.
That. It's from the actual looking at all the facts, it looks like he's actually probably guilty, because
super guilty. It doesn't make it that intriguing. It does. There's a lot of other things about him calling her a lot, trying to get her back out there.
Oh, dude, and like they left out all this pervy shit that he did to that girl, and
he
showed up at her house with like fucking robe and shit, and like was trying to like fucking be creepy and rapey.
Yes, he had been to her house. He was stalking her, dude.
Yeah,
and
they
no
left
doubt had
all
an
of that
obsession
out.
with her.
How could they like?
Because that doesn't make for good fucking television.
I know, but like they almost made it the point to make
they
it
made
like,
you thinking
they made
he
a
didn't
point.
do it.
Well, they made their own point against law enforcement.
Do you think that the point? Oh,
you know
I
what I'm
see
saying?
You mean, yeah.
Like
not against him,
they
against
said,
the law enforcement.
They said, look what happens when the media paints it like this. Like law enforcement paints it like that, and they did the same fucking thing.
Yeah,
and
of
painted
course.
him as innocent.
No, they didn't paint him as innocent. They just painted him.
Well, they tried to show both sides, but they also
do you think it was
left out
about
really
Stephen Avery, or do you think it was about the boy? That's what I always thought the show was about. I always got the idea was did the boy have anything to do with it? I kind of always thought that he did it, but like my curiosity in that show came from the boy.
Are you like deep breathing into that mic?
Yeah, of course he is. Yeah. He's laying right over the top of it. My interest in that show came from that boy and what happened to that boy and his involvement. You know, him saying that they told him he needed to come back because they needed to burn things and stuff like that. Dude. Okay, what?
Oh, and he totally that kid was definitely molested by him.
Oh, you think so too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got that vibe too.
Cuz I mean,
don't get me wrong. I think Stephen Avery's a fucking dirtbag piece of shit. I mean, without a doubt, dude. I don't know, man. Yeah. I mean, yeah. The way that Netflix show came about and the way that it got people talking so much was not the.
It was during the
Look, history.
I'm not gonna say this.
You know who writes. You know who writes. Listen. All those stories about heroes and all those stories about losers and all those stories about rapists and all the stories about war generals, all those things, all these people that die or all these people that get discredited, you know who writes the stories are the survivors. So whose side were the survivors on? You know what I mean? Like
their
that's
own,
what. Yeah. Well, anyways, you know, I mean, you just have to think about who is writing the story, who's telling the story.
Well,
you know,
and I know what you weren't gonna say, and I'll go ahead and say it. The show came out right when all that Black Lives Matter stuff started going around.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Well,
where they were trying to, everyone's, you know, and there are fucking shitty cops out there, but, you know, it was just another thing where it was like the law enforcement's against.
Everybody's into corruption in small town.
Well,
we listened to the shit town thing, the S town thing. That's what it's about. That's what he's trying to do.
Did you watch that video?
The one you're talking about?
Yeah, because that's I
don't even know who
that's
that
the exact
is.
point he was making in the video I watched. Is that like it was during the Black Lives Matter movement? Now, whatever. Like, he even makes a point.
There's
like,
not a single black
cops,
person in the fucking show.
No,
Well,
the whole point was kind of like anti-law enforcement. They'll do whatever it takes to, like, if they want you to be guilty, it'll be good. That's what they're trying to say.
You know what I would feel like though? A lot of like people that are super into Black Lives Matter would watch that and be like, "Fuck them white people."
Yeah, I mean, that's
right,
kind of
right.
that's
They're
kind
like,
of
"Fuck
his
those
point.
hillbillies."
Well,
Fuck
Exactly.
I think it was like a big step in like them
Oh.
trying
You know what I'm
to.
saying?
Mm.
I think it was like a big step in them trying to, make it to where it was like, see, the government's not only out to get black people. You know what I mean? Like they're out for everyone.
Oh yeah.
No,
They'll turn
yeah,
on all of
definitely.
you. Yeah.
But at
Yeah.
like Steven Crowder's point, he was saying like the cops, which it's probably very common, which isn't okay. He was saying the cops knew he was guilty. They probably knew like the facts, the overwhelming facts, and they just didn't have enough evidence. They just wanted to make it stick.
Here's the thing.
So it's like they just
How much
tried
more
to.
work do you have when you? Okay, think about job security and think about how keeping your job works. I mean, how much more work do you have when you can string out a murder investigation when you know he murdered somebody?
That's
when you
true,
know
too.
he did, you can be like, okay, well, today through next Tuesday, we're gonna look all week.
It's like, why not
And
spread
they're
it
like,
out to next Tuesday?
Yeah. Well, we haven't checked the shed yet, and you're like, okay,
Dude, I've kind of thought about that before. Like CSI type people, like how many actual like how thorough of investigation? There's not these complex.
yeah.
I say that just not actually knowing, but I'm thinking like there's not these complex murders all the time. So, are they really trying to? Are they trying to justify their job type thing by doing all this extra stuff? Or
I always say
is it so
people with an
overwhelmingly
easy job
obvious?
will go to extreme measures to keep it. To keep
Yeah.
their job easy.
I don't know. It's kind of dangerous probably to say that it's easy, but
No. I'm saying if they know how to stretch their job and keep their job, if you know how to
'cause they're
stretch
the
it.
only they're the fingerprint guy. They're the only one.
I'm
who
here.
knows how
I'm
to-
here. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
We're gonna FaceTime Kristen on here.
I think Tanner's about to listen.
Dude,
I
I
like
can
how
hear some
this
live
started.
Justin Timberlake.
I like
I'd
how
be
this
down.
just started from Mini Me.
I know, right?
I think Tanner's about to join. He's in Africa right now.
Ooh, out of state, out of country.
Dude,
Hello.
You're live.
Are you on Face? I'm FaceTiming you.
You're not gonna be able to FaceTime me right now. It's dark,
Oh, okay. All right.
and I'm in the car.
Okay,
Hold on.
bye.
Yeah, it's here.
Okay. What's up?
Speaker.
Okay.
but
Hour.
hold
Okay.
on one
Well, I'm
second,
in the
let me-
middle of a show right now. Yeah. Hell yeah, I'm doing it. Not after all this work we fucking did.
Tell her I fixed it.
We.
Dylan's our
Hey, I love you
guardian
too.
angel.
Did you have a great time? Did you have a great time? Oh. Your stomach hurts? How was JT?
Dude, I was about to say that exact thing.
Did he look healthy?
How was JT?
Yeah. Dude.
I don't know. Tours make people look sick and tired.
Hey.
Look what happened to Prince, babe. Okay.
R.I.P..
Okay, good. I just worry.
Did he play his best tunes? Hey, what was his? Ask her what her favorite song was.
What's your favorite song that he played? What's that?
That's my favorite song right now.
What is it?
It's this new
Who is judging you?
songs that everyone in the car
Why?
because they didn't like that one.
They all like Sexy Back?
Oh, dude, did he play Sexy
They
Back?
played Sexy Back?
Hey,
Oh,
did you
fuck
do?
yeah.
Did you do Cry Me a River?
Did you do Cry Me a River?
Fuck yeah, dude.
You better have videos, man.
Fucking the block is hot. Damn.
Man's not hot.
Damn.
That
dude, you
set
got
list
us
was
all,
hot.
Everyone in here, we all started sweating as soon as you said that.
Did he play Lose Yourself?
Did he play Lose Yourself?
Was it amazing?
Hey, was there any celeb features?
Did you see any celeb features?
What?
Just straight
What
up
the
him.
fuck?
That's cool.
Damn.
Dancer people that were also
Yeah, but like no Kendrick or anything. He played the Kendrick song though.
yeah. So he
God.
like this portion where he had like a little DJ thing, like a little.
He like got out there on the pads. Wow.
And
And Tanner is joining us from
DJ.
Africa. Hello to Tanner. I miss you.
Shut up.
Wow. Wow.
So I rapped it all to my mom, and she was just staring at me like I was a crazy person.
Motherfuckers act like I forgot about Dre. Shut the fuck up, Dylan.
Yo, dude. How dare
You
you?
call your wife if you care.
No, dude.
Okay.
You know how pissed she'd be if I called her right now?
Get the mic away from
She
your
work tomorrow?
face. You're about to eat it. All right, babe. Okay, I'm in the middle of something really important, and you're making my friends not
Why'd you
like
call me?
Oh, yeah. Well, I was just telling you I love you. No, you called me. Definitely called me.
And then you called me back.
Yeah, back. I was making sure you were alive. You're in Los Angeles. You could get... I don't know. You could get in a gang shootout or something.
Oh, shit.
Well, technically we're in Inglewood.
Yeah, Inglewood is exactly where Samuel L. Jackson killed Chris Tucker.
Hey, ask her to get me a autograph.
Yeah,
from
I know,
Boom.
but it was really good. I've seen Jackie Brown. I know what goes on in Inglewood. Okay, I love you,
Jackie
Bucky.
Hey, no, hey, tell her I need an autograph from Boonk.
Boot gang.
Who's
Boonk,
that?
Boonk Gang. It was the dude that wrecked that car and was yelling on top of it.
Is he like a rapper or something?
Nah,
No.
dude, he's a fuckhead.
What does he do?
He like
He's-
smashes people's
He makes
shit.
Instagram videos. He's like a little tape.
How?
He'll-
Okay, new subject. How do people make money from just making stupid ass social media
Here's the
videos?
thing: is that the also part of the gimmick is that you think they make money.
Ooh, because he was jumping on a expensive BMW.
I could go get a BMW tomorrow, dude. I work my ass off all the goddamn time.
I
could go
I
get
could
one
sell it to
tomorrow.
you.
I could listen. I could be broke and spend all my money on all kinds of fucking shit. I'm just saying that, like, look, they have managers and they have companies that work. If CCA is a giant Instagram celebrity agency now, they have tons of them. And they're paying to be all their appearances and things like that. They're paying that stuff. This is a big web, dude. All those rappers' cars are owned by the labels. I mean, they're owned by their managers. They're owned by their producers. Because
just
they
for the
know,
sole purpose of like publicity.
Yes, because they know if they give that to them, they're creating content. If you give Kodak Black an Audi i8, you're creating content.
That's
If
true
you
because-
give Kodak Black $100,000 cash, you're creating content because he'll put it all over his pool table and rap on top of it.
That's true. Because if you see a video online or something on Twitter with them with that, you're like, oh shit, he's rich. He must have like a big fan base. Maybe I'll go check him out because he's like good or
Yeah,
whatever.
the man behind the man is probably rich.
But have you actually seen how much like rappers get paid for one show? They get paid like 35 G's.
Yeah,
For, like, one show.
I was say was 30.
Oh, bigger
I was
than
about to
that
say
for
30.
like way big guys.
Well,
Yeah, but
I mean, like,
no, I'm saying a standard like Instagram. Roy Purdy could probably get 30 grand.
like
What do you
like
think-
Rich the Kid, fucking like.
What do you think if you headline at
Chance
Trees?
the Rapper. How much do you think Chance the Rapper gets?
Chance, dude, Chance the
He's
Rap.
independent though.
Chance
Oh,
the
he owns all his own shit, so he's gonna make a lot.
I mean, he'll definitely make more. But like, if like Drake went on, Drake probably gets paid.
I bet he makes
100K.
6 figures a show
I
at
think
least.
this is in another situation. I don't think that Drake's getting paid 100K, bro.
I think he gets paid 100K, but he has to pay everyone who fucking helps him
I
with
think
his
it's
shit.
a lot more than that.
You think so?
To put on a
At
big
this point
production,
now,
like you're splitting it.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
you're saying that's
obviously,
his cut at the end of it all.
he probably takes home about 100K.
Oh, okay, I got you there. Maybe that. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, but I bet Drake's like sound guy probably makes maybe 80,000 a year.
Nah, dude.
Kendrick talks
think
about
anyone who
going to a show, making a meal, taking a nap, and doing it again.
Yeah, I mean,
You think sound guy makes a lot more?
I think anyone who fucking rolls with Drake makes 6 figures,
Makes
earns 6 figures.
how?
You
What
don't
do you
think
mean
so?
how?
The
Have you?
trickle down's not that much. Someone is going to be accumulating.
Oh,
all
dude.
of
Well,
this.
If
it
you're-
depends on your role. Like,
If you're a
are you replaceable? Can you
Uh,
do you make Drake?
or are you
sound
just
guy
popular these 2 months.
Yeah, sound guy. I don't know, dude. It's a tough one because I'm sure there's an easy answer if you just ask someone who works in that industry.
But the ultimate image is to look like you have money and fame and money and power. But like, how much money and power do you really have? How many people are above you? I've seen this stuff about Kodak and how his agents and his producers and his managers can pull everything out from underneath him. They own it all. It's not his. It's not his. None of it's his. They've propped him up because it gives him content. It gives him things to rap about. You put him in cars, you give him money, put him in a house, give him hoes, send him on the road, send him all over
It's
the
all
country.
It's a
let bitches
job.
love
I
You're
mean,
him.
saying it's all
it's,
like
the
leverage.
it's the same thing like your tattoo shop. Like you can't really fucking.
Dylan's like, you can't do shit, dude.
You can't do shit. You owe money. No. No, I mean it's the same thing. Like at your job, they give you money, they fucking give you all these benefits and shit, but they could take it away. You don't own fucking State Farm. You don't own Epic
Hey.
Tattoos.
Oh yeah,
I
Todd will
work
make
for
it
State
fucking
Farm.
known. He'll
Yeah.
tell you in a heartbeat, yo, motherfucker, this is not yours.
I mean, it's kind of just the same shit. Like he
Well-
earns what he takes home.
How do you treat
what
it,
they
though?
give him is his.
Yeah.
But
But
if
I
they ever
made it.
decided they didn't want to do that anymore, and they didn't want Kodak Black to be a thing anymore,
Yeah,
you
but
know, they could take it away.
it depends
Yeah.
on probably the angle you have. It's all like whoever can convince that they have the leverage. Because what if Kodak Black's like, none of y'all will be making money without me. I'm the most valuable
I understand
person
what
here.
it's like to be the fucking breadwinner. Yeah. I mean, when you're out there doing the work, you're like, you fuckers can't do this shit. But here's the thing: they propped you up. They supplied you. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? They put you in that spot. Be like, okay,
So you're-
this record label that you fucking signed with here was here decades before you were born.
So you think-
good fucking luck toppling this or thinking
Yeah.
that you're better than Beyonce or fucking Chuck Berry.
So
or-
he's saying without me, you'd be nothing. But they're like, we already were something before
Here's
you.
what a lot of people above you will tell you too. They'll tell you, "Well, this is the situation you got yourself into. Didn't you spend your entire childhood wanting to be a rapper?" I mean,
like,
I
how
he's like,
dumb
well,
of a
I
move
spent
was
my
that?
childhood wanting to own the fucking rappers. You
See-
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's like a mutual thing between the record label and like. I don't know why we're using
It
Kodak
should
so
be.
much, but I mean like
I think once you get
if-
to a
I've
certain
seen a lot of
level,
If
conflict
you-
with Kodak though and his label.
So if you make $5,000 a month, and and you bring in, and people come to see Nacho, and they pay you an extra $5,000 a month to pay Nacho. He's bringing in another full fucking 100% of the income, and then Nacho can't stop shitting on your
but
floor.
think about
Are
it.
you gonna get rid of Nacho and get rid of that?
Hell no, that's my cash cow.
That's what I'm fucking talking about, man.
Think about it
Did you
this
not
way
see the
though.
Conor McGregor thing where he threw the chairs and the dolly through the thing, and people are like, "Oh, are you gonna terminate Conor McGregor?" Fuck no, dude.
Did you see how
It's
much
worth more
money
than
his
ever.
fuck? Yeah.
That's
It's
true.
worth more than
Okay,
ever. We're
I think
gonna
when you
use
get to be,
this.
how many Conor McGregors of the rap industry are there?
Oh, there's a lot.
Like,
They show up every 6 months, bro.
that's what I'm saying. So
Oh, so
Using
then
that
they're not
same-
no, they're
Pump's
not
a
cool
perfect
now.
example
well,
right now.
using the same analogy. So someone comes over, loves Corey's place, especially loves Nacho. They keep
I do.
paying for Nacho. But what if Nacho, when they first showed up in the first place, was a different dog? Would they have reacted the same way? Probably. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, it's a circumstance.
Nah, dude.
situation.
There's certain things about Nacho. If Nacho didn't have his fucking
Okay,
tumor
I'm
and
not
he didn't
actually. I'm not actually talking about Nacho.
No, there's
Dude,
kind of
shut the
specifics
fuck up about Nacho.
There are certain things about Nacho.
No, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
What if Nacho was
I mean,
like
okay,
a pug?
so I mean,
People would still love him.
just to stay in the rap area, Double XL is dogs in general. You have Denzel Curry, you got Uzi, you got Kodak, you got 21, and you got Lil Yachty, and they're all dogs. But they're
One of them's got a tumor.
none of them are the same amount of popular. None of them have a fucking tumor.
None of them are the
not a
same amount
benign
of
one.
popular. What do you mean?
I mean, Denzel Curry hasn't done shit. He just released a single, but I mean, he hasn't done shit. But Uzi
Yeah, but
and
he's
Kodak,
popular in another way.
he is. I mean, in like an underground kind of way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's not the cash cow. Like fucking 21 Savage being domesticated
Cash
and
cow.
releasing
You
fucking.
think it's bad?
I mean,
He doesn't have stories.
21 Savage.
He's not as good as Kodak does. Think about a Kodak story. Think about the crazy shit you could hear about Kodak every day, and then
From,
he's
like,
putting fucking
rags to
videos out
riches
every
type
fucking
thing?
2
Okay,
weeks.
but yeah, fucking. How many songs have you heard from 21 on the radio, and how many songs have you heard from Kodak?
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, it's different. You know what I mean?
Listen to the radio, and you're right.
I mean,
So are you saying like
Yeah, radio syndication is a lot different than people playing your song on YouTube.
yeah.
you're
Still,
well? So what about his story? Like, does his story make his music better? Or does it make it more meaningful? Or
it doesn't make
What do
me.
you
feel
think?
Yeah, I mean, it makes it more relatable.
Relatable?
I think it's a little bit more relatable.
Dude, we grew up in a
no one
cul-de-sac.
fucking in what was 21's first mixtape? The one with the knife. What was it called?
It's a knife.
No, that's not what it's called. But
is it your shirt?
yeah, Slasher.
Yeah.
No, I mean like no one relates to I was murdering people and I was shooting people. Like
What?
You know what I mean?
Everybody relates to that
Dude,
shit
that goes
now.
back to my first point. Like,
This
did
is
they
the-
actually do that shit or no?
No, dude.
No, dude. All rappers have always been for the
I
longest time
know,
said that
yeah.
I'm associated with the fucking killers. I hang with the fucking thugs. I hang with the fucking
I
gangsters.
shoot people
But
in
I'm
the
the
face,
entertainer of
bitch.
the gangsters. I entertain them. I talk about the things that they tell me about. I talk about the things that I hear them
I'm
talk about.
Who
equivalent
do
to
you
a-
think's actually about it when it comes to like them actually hanging with the gang? You know, hanging.
Number one.
I think the game. I think the game
Yeah,
is
probably
up
the
there.
game. Probably the game.
I'm
And
equivalent to a
probably,
gesture of the Crips.
And I tell you what, and 50s probably came around in some sort of mafia way. You know what I mean? So like people that could seriously fuck you up without even knowing. Like 50 could probably make you disappear.
Yeah.
50 Cent can make you disappear.
I mean,
We
but
saw him live.
is that 50 Cent or is that just kind of like
now if
what
we're talking
what
about
the-
wild shit and we're talking about street shit, I'm going YG.
You think so?
Oh yeah, dude.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm a fan
I've
of
seen his
YG.
videos of people trying to beat his ass at shows and him getting.
Oh,
in
dude,
fights
he
and stuff.
can hold off like 3 people at once, man.
Yeah, he's not fucking.
He
yeah,
carries
he's
his
no
weight.
joke, bro. Yeah, and he's gotten bigger too.
My
Yeah.
number one,
YG.
Stitches.
So she's just
DJ Blend. He doesn't rap, but he's out there.
He doesn't rap, but his mask puts him on the spectrum.
who else? Man, yeah, I like Bout It guys, man. I like that stuff.
I mean, it's like
So,
because there's the game and then there's like Slim Jesus. You know what I
dude,
mean?
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
so
I forgot
oblivious to
about
like
Slim
any of these
Jesus.
names.
Slim Jesus, this white kid who looks like Eminem if he was like 14.
He wasn't that bad.
Dude, it's pretty bad. I mean, the rap's not that bad. I mean, he
The
can
rap's not that bad.
he can kind of do what he
Hey,
fucking
enough people listen to. Do you think he's still going?
Slim Jesus.
Yeah.
I think so.
Let's see.
Because
if
he did Drill Time where he's like got guns
So,
and shit, and he's like
Explain to me, for a super noob when it comes to fucking rap and ultimate white guy.
We could go tomorrow and sign with an agent that will hook you up with everything you fucking needed, but we had to give them a certain. We had to give them a down. It's like buying a car, brother. If you want to
Dude.
buy a rap career, we can. We can buy you
Oh,
a rap
record
career.
label, I feel, is like a credit
We
card.
can sign you with an agent. He will hook you up with a video guy that will put you in a fucking rental car. That will put
Oh,
you
yeah,
in
dude.
fucking clothes. That will write all
When-
that shit off as a business expense
Yeah.
at the end of the fucking year, dude.
Yeah.
You become an investment. Sorry, brother.
you will
You become an investment for them.
No,
you know?
dude, I feel like a rap, well, I don't even want to say rap, dude. Honestly, record deal,
Yeah.
any genre,
Yeah.
is like a fucking credit card. They're
Ooh,
like-
yeah. You have to earn this.
It's a $1 million record deal. You've got a $1 million credit card, and if you can pay us back, then we'll keep it rolling.
Wow. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
But
I mean-
if you do it, you fucking
Oh.
get dropped.
Did
Yeah.
you see that documentary that 30 Seconds to Mars did?
No.
They didn't. I forget why their record label sued him. It's because they didn't like abide by what they needed to, but they sued him for $30 million because
Wow.
because they wouldn't fucking
30 Seconds to Mars sued the record label, or
yeah,
they sued them?
that's what they did. That This Is
Oh, you
War
said
album
30.
about.
I thought you were saying the.
Oh,
record
that was,
label
like, way
wanted
back
their
then.
Money back.
Well, the record label sued them for $30 million because they didn't want to make the record a certain way that they wanted to do it or some shit like that.
I can only imagine how big that is at the top
You know what I mean?
when someone's telling. Oh, man, I bet you it's really confusing. No work.
There's a
with her.
documentary about it. It's like an Amazon exclusive. What's it called?
Man.
This Is War.
No,
That'd be a really good name for the documentary.
that was the name for the
ironic.
Ironic.
Don't
Yeah,
you
dude.
think?
I mean, they're not gonna give. They're gonna see something in you to be like, hey, you've got a $1 million record deal, but it's like, we see a potential in you making us money. If you can prove it to us, then we'll keep this thing rolling for you. If not, you're gonna end up paying us back all the shit.
There's
'cause-
other things that have to pay in a factor too.
I mean, yeah.
Okay,
You
let's see. Barbara Bush,
Barbara Bush killed someone.
Back
the
to
former
celeb
first
deaths.
lady and mother of a president.
Dude,
let's
I
talk
don't-
about lineage and royalty. How come they don't treat American families like that at all, or do you think they kind
It's
of
just
hide
not-
that?
It's just not the culture.
It's not.
They treat them like high rollers.
Some people do.
You mean like when super
They do
famous
treat 'em
people
like high
die, or
rollers.
like
I'm just talking about
Renown?
their life. I mean, you think about Barbara Bush. She's the mother and wife of 2 presidents and 2 governors.
But I mean, I think royalty in the UK is, perceived differently than royalty. Because royalty in America, they get fucking put up in the nicest place in America.
Yeah, think about Barbara Bush's life. It's
wait,
probably
what are
been
you
great.
referring to? You mean
he said,
royalty
"Why
in
don't they get
America?
treated like royalty?" I mean, like
here's the
royalty
thing,
in
my
England is
mind,
like sitting on the
Barbara
throne.
Bush's significance to American lineage and stuff like that is more significant than the Queen's is now. What is her decisions and what are her? They have a parliament, bro. They don't have nothing. No, that shit's for show.
Her puss got pumped with a PhD, a pretty huge dong.
Oh my.
No,
Oh god. Oh god.
no, but I mean, you're right, because I mean, and
Oh,
then a
shit.
third
You can't
son
override
ran for
anything.
president too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was a governor
poor
of Florida
Jeb.
for like 20 years.
Jebby.
dude. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's one of the worst states in the history of fucking culture, but Jesus Christ, Florida is such a fucking trash bin, dude.
I never see a headline with Florida that's positive.
I play
Good
a
shit
game,
doesn't come in
I
Florida.
play a game with Kristen called Florida or Russia, and I'll read her a story, and it'll be from Florida or Russia. Like if I wake up in
Oh,
the
dude,
morning
we should make that a
and I see
segment.
something on the news, really, I have a
We
bunch. Of
should.
them, and I see something on the news that's from Florida. I'll tell her the story, and I'll be like, "All right, Florida or Russia," and she'll have to like tell me which one.
I mean,
Dude, Florida. Well, I'd say the biggest. This is once again just probably me being fucking dumb, but I think the biggest headline I've seen from Florida is their pharmaceutical, little dispensaries they have down
The
there.
Parkland shooter.
Yeah. Where you can go from it's all in one building. You can get your prescription and your pharmaceuticals.
next door,
Yeah, it's
and
boom,
all
boom,
they
boom,
have
boom,
is
boom, boom, boom.
hydrocodone.
Yes.
So it's like, what
and-
am I going in for?
Here's the thing:
Oh, well,
is
we
that
got
you just pay
hydrocodone.
that doctor. You just pay that doctor a certain amount. If you have insurance, it's covered under that certain amount, and then you're just paying a deductible for your,
And you're
for
getting
your pills.
free pills.
Here's the thing: you inside of that, you know how you pull in here, they'll have like a little cul-de-sac of yes.
families.
You've caught
Of-
my attention.
of
again.
good
businesses.
families.
It'd be like a dentist office and a
Yeah.
masseuse, and then maybe like a little kinder care, and then maybe like an eye doctor and different things like that. It's very typical here in North Texas to have a little nook like
Yeah,
that of
yeah.
businesses. And but I tell you what happens in Florida is it's the same thing exactly like that, but it's here. It's all in the same little parking lot, and you can literally go from one to the next.
And they don't
to
have a
the
track
next.
of if
Yeah.
you went.
Well, if
you
you're
could.
doing it faster than the computers communicate with each other, if they're in the same fucking parking lot, what do you? Well, okay, you're gonna get on to me after you've allowed me to get 15 scripts in a day. Man,
I don't mean to change that subject.
Wait.
I'm still on the Florida subject, but the Parkland shooter,
oh, okay.
Nicholas Cruz. Did you see? Okay, so now that he understands that he could get the death
man.
penalty, he's backtracking and he's saying that he wants to, donate his inheritance to charity.
Inheritance.
Yeah, because his mom just died. His mom died, and then he was staying with his friend's parents. He had been living with them for a few months before
Okay,
he actually did the shooting.
No,
know
generally,
that.
kind of give
I've
a brief
kinda
explanation
backed
for
I'm pretty
those
sure
of
both
us
his
who
parents
don't
died,
know
actually.
too much on the situation.
I've seen a lot about the kids on the news, and then I've seen them on the internet looking like dumbasses.
Yeah, I mean they're getting their 15 minutes.
They're 12, dude. Who gives a fuck with that?
12 minutes.
They have
I
millions
have
of
to stop.
followers
I
on
have
like
to
Twitter and
stop.
shit now.
Oh shit, they do, dude. They fucking they tried to like punk fucking senators and governors and shit like that.
I mean, their whole thing is they want gun control, and their huge thing is they want gun control with police as well.
Yeah,
But
they want
the
to be like fucking
what?
Britain.
Like, cops don't have guns?
In Great Britain, cops don't have guns.
They
I
have
mean-
swords. No,
I've seen a whole thing where Great Britain cops take down people.
They
with
have
2 fucking
Valerian
knives,
steel
bro.
daggers.
well, I mean, they want gun control, and they want it to start with police because this is kind of looping the whole violence against black communities kind of thing with like police violence and shit like that.
I take it back
Which-
to that.
I'm saying
down
that's-
for that.
But
But
that is, I mean, I get the whole thing too. I like I said, there are cops that are
Who is
horrible
down
like that.
for less shootings?
yes.
Yeah, of course.
And it's the same argument anywhere you go as far as. I'm gonna
They just have a
plug
hard
this
time
interface.
keeping it on track because they want gun control, which means they want more like screenings and shit for people who have ever like had any history of mental illness or
Well, and the
uh,
argument is like, well, why don't people stop shooting people in the first place? And we're like, yeah, who are you arguing with?
But the thing is, gun control, doing all those screenings and shit isn't going to stop a criminal from committing a crime. Like a criminal's not going to be like, oh, I can't get my hands on this gun legally. I guess that's the end of the line
It's
there.
never stopped them.
You know what I mean?
It hasn't yet.
and the facts show that. The facts show that no matter if we have guns or not, they're still going to do it.
I have
But-
personally been and associated with people that have committed crimes with guns. I've seen them do it. They didn't give a fuck. They didn't give a fuck, dude. I've seen a dude smash a dude's back window out of like you know how my back door is all windows?
Yeah.
I've seen a dude. I've literally stood behind him while he smashed a window out with a 45 and put it into someone's house and just started shooting into their house with just his arm. They like shut the door, locked the door. He smashed the window and stuck his hand through it and just shot into the house aimlessly,
I might
nothing.
Might be careful
All
from
right,
the rest of
demonetized.
this.
Yeah.
He got in trouble for it. I don't give a fuck.
Attempted murder.
Got nothing to do with me.
Well,
No, reckless just reckless discharge of a firearm into a home. But
I mean that should be attempted
Another
murder.
2 years.
he just plead for reckless use of a firearm.
I mean, was he trying to just shoot up their house while they were gone to
I
prove a
believe
point,
that
or
they
was he
didn't.
trying
I
to?
believe that they didn't testify enough, and their stories weren't very clear, and that he said that he was hanging out with them and just shot. And not the whole story about smashing the window in and putting his hand through and then shooting off into the house. I don't think really got relayed to the police. I think they were more like he was hanging out, and then he shot his gun off, and when it shot into the house.
yeah. Well, I mean, to kind of hit on like what the facts show, obviously it's a fact that more guns or less guns doesn't increase or decrease criminal violence in the U.S. But it's also like, what do the facts not show? What is going on behind that's not reported? That's like, because we have this many guns, it causes this people to act this way, and like this gun that you bought legally at
You
first.
want to know what behaviors it fucking brings on by having a certain amount of guns? I'll tell you something just for that answer right there. Why does this become this? Okay. When things begin to outnumber the population of a certain like type or species or genome, there are more guns in this country than there are humans. That's a bacteria. I mean,
is that a fact?
Yes, that there's more guns. Think about how many guns one gun owner has. Think about how many bacteria there are in your body. There's more bacteria in your body than there are humans on this fucking continent right now.
But I mean, also
Yeah.
think about
But
how many Americans don't own guns. You know.
is that
okay? Well, okay. For every one that doesn't, I guarantee you, there's fucking 2 that own 50.
I mean, and it's easy to say that when you're in Texas and everyone owns a fucking gun.
yeah? That's kind of what I'm thinking. Cause like,
Well,
okay, yeah, our dad, me and Dylan, like,
I guarantee
grew
you,
up
there's
around
more
guns.
guns in this country than there is people.
Our dad probably has 10.
He's probably got 10. But
See, look, he's
like,
got
a
enough
family
for
of
the
4.
cul-de-sac. He's got enough for the cul-de-sac.
He's got enough for the cul-de-sac. But
He has just evened out the fucking population to gun ratio on your cul-de-sac, and that's not even counting the other people in the cul-de-sac that have the fucking guns that you don't even know about yet.
I'd like to see a statistic on how many school shootings and how many like gun related crimes the people actually own the guns.
But you saying
It's low.
But you saying a statistic on school shootings, dude, this is a fucking anomaly
what do you mean?
in the equation of how many people have lived and died in this world, and how they've died, and how they've gone, and how they've passed. School shootings is a very low number.
I'm just
They
saying.
get-
Cars,
I'm just-
texting and driving.
It's blown up in the media.
airbags.
But
Yeah, but I mean, there. Have you seen the amount of school shootings that are going on? Every single time I get on Twitter or my Explorer, there's either an accidental school shooting,
That's, well,
and I know that's just what
I
the
agree with
media
you.
wants.
I agree with you. Like, I understand that, like, even though the facts are showing one thing, like, laxer gun laws, whatever, we don't know if it's going to change anything, honestly. But it's like, at the same time, it's tricky because it's, you look at other countries that have no tolerance for firearms or anything like that,
Yeah, you
and
look at
the
the
crime
UK,
rate's
man,
lower.
It's not.
I want to say,
what crime is lower?
yeah,
Maybe
so-
their hand-to-hand fucking assaults are through the goddamn roof. Maybe there's people just viciously punching
No,
people
yeah,
the
that's
fuck
what I'm
out
saying,
all
like,
the time.
you look at firearm crimes and they're lower, but it's
Yeah.
because
Look at physical violence in the UK. Look at it. Look at those games and look at the soccer games in Europe, dude. They don't have guns, but that is fucking violence, brother.
Yeah.
That's violence in an area that's supposed to be happy. Look at the things that people in Israel say about Palestinians. That is fucking violence, and that's like bred violence. It's commonplace for Israelites in Israel, Jewish Israelites, to say that all Palestinians should be killed that live in Israel. All Palestinians should go away. There should be a complete segregation of Israel, and all Palestinians should be forced to live in Arab countries. If you fucking said that in America, dude, if there was a whole wave, if it was casually known that all the white people want the black people to go away, fucking shit, dude.
I mean, that's kind of the epidemic going on with like the whole Muslim thing right now. When people are saying all Muslims need to go back to their country, all Muslims are terrorists, and there's a reason, you know, Muslims are getting shot.
Are saying that, though.
I don't think people are saying that. Who said that?
That was kind of
this guy I saw.
No, that was more. That was more of a thing, I think, during like the Iraq War and shit.
Are you talking about the travel ban?
Yeah, I mean,
like the banning from coming in from Muslim countries and things.
Yeah,
like
and how big of a deal that was and shit like that.
I see it was a big deal, but there was a big deal about nothing. We just wanted to
Dude,
properly vet the people that were coming into our country.
Well,
what's this?
I mean, you're one of the handful of people that actually understood that and didn't freak out about it, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, but
so,
I mean, it's hard to sound like, okay, here's the thing is that you just said that, and I felt the same way for a long time. I'm like, okay, well, I get it. Why don't you guys get it? But when you say that publicly, they're like, what the fuck is your problem? What the fuck is your problem? How dare you think that you just
Dude, that's always how it's been. It's
like,
always
I'm just trying to make sense of the deal.
Well, it's always been like people can talk rationally until something happens to them. And then it's like if you even talk about it or say something definitive against their point, because it happened to them, they're going to feel really, really hurt that you said that and really, really offended. But it's like, still, we've got to talk like facts. We can't, just because something pertains to you doesn't mean that we can ignore the facts, because it's like, kind of to hit on your gun point again, like you're saying even in Europe human-to-human violence is really bad or whatever.
It's through the roof. Think about how violent they are physically with each other all the time.
And I don't mean to make this point, but like if human-to-human violence is always bad, isn't it to a better degree if it's without guns than it is?
That doesn't mean that it's
humans.
without guns, though.
Well, human-to-human contact. Yeah. But
I'm just saying, just because it's illegal in the UK to have guns doesn't mean that people don't.
No, I know. Yeah. Which is the argument even here. Mm-hmm. That's what we're saying. Like, that's what conservative
Here's my big thing. As a lot of these people that believe these types of things, that things should be taken away, are young, naive, and they don't live in a world where people have been trying to hurt them. They might have been hurt before. Don't get me wrong. A school shooting is definitely someone trying to hurt you. But your government trying to take away your fucking rights and your peace and your family and your ownership and your value and your job and your free will, that's much different. I mean, as horrible as a school shooting is, your government trying to take that shit from you. And the only reason the Second Amendment is there is to fight against a tyrannical government. Like, that's all it's for. The right to a militia, the right to bear arms. Like, me, you, and Dylan could properly set up a way to defend ourselves, and no one could fucking charge us for that. You know what I mean? But if you want to move to Canada, brother, and try to pull that shit, we're fucked. If me, you, and Dylan here set up every Sunday morning, we had a meeting and we practiced our militia drill, and the cops came by, the Mounties came by, and they say, "Hey, what are you doing out here?" And he said, "Oh, we're just practicing in case you guys get fucking sideways and we're gonna fuck you up." And they said, "Oh, no, you're fucking not. No, you're not. There's no way that's gonna happen. You can't practice to overthrow our government." We're like, "Okay, well, we're actually just practicing for the failure of you." But you can do that in America. We can do that all day long. We could practice up and down the road, and they couldn't stop us at all.
Yeah.
I mean,
wait, hold on. I have a really...
Oh, okay, yeah. Not like you've been talking this whole time.
Not like you fixed the podcast.
Yeah, not like you. Yeah.
Not like you lived in the cul-de-sac, dude.
Yeah.
So I think this kind of ties back into the Stephen Avery point we were making.
Yeah.
I feel like people use facts. It's almost like people use facts to make non-factual points. So you're using a fact, but you're using your facts that you chose.
Yeah.
You're cherry picking the facts.
Yeah.
And you're saying you're making you're gathering a handful of facts to use to make your point, but you're leaving out also some other facts from the other side that could really make a really big difference on someone's opinion. So it's like you're you're almost nitpicking what you think.
But you don't get paid to put out news unbiasedly. What unbiased news network is there?
There's none.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what network bases themselves on being unbiased? None of them motherfuckers will tell you that.
Now is like the edgy thing is to have unbiased
non-biased
news.
It's so hard to find, dude. It's so hard to find. The edgy thing in my life, you know, it's funny as you just said that. I was talking to Kristen about that the other day. I said, if you want to be progressive and you want to be fucking edgy and you want to be different than some people, do you know what you got to be now?
Normal.
Far-right Republican.
Oh, dude. Yeah, right now.
It's the new liberal.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
right now,
like,
the cool, edgy thing is to be...
Kanye just did it 2 fucking days ago, brother. We just saw it happen.
Have you seen the shitstorm that's on Twitter?
Yeah.
He just did it, dude. He just did it.
He's
my brother.
Weird.
I love him.
Trump made peace in Korea, brother.
North Korea made peace with South Korea.
Yeah. It's Trump's fault. Oh,
I don't know, dude.
Trump.
I don't
Fuck
know.
you, Trump.
Dude,
What?
It shames me to say this. I'm kind of like, I don't want to say excited to see what happens when they actually meet with North Korea, but I'm like,
What? Who?
Trump.
He doesn't have to. You know what the deal is? Is that they'll agree to peace in the Korean Peninsula, but America has to meet with China.
That shit's like going to trial, bro. Like, you could go in there and you could fucking get a fine, go home, or you could be sentenced like fucking 75 years. You know what I mean?
Wait, what
What
do
the
you?
Do
fuck
you know?
are
Do you
you
know what I?
talking about?
No. Do you know what I mean? Like,
What are you talking about?
no.
Sentence for
That's what
what?
him going to fucking meet with North Korea is
Sentence
like.
for what?
Oh yeah.
I'm saying like that could, you know, it could be something fucking great, or it could be he says the wrong shit like he does on Twitter.
and the
and
South
then-
Korea guys
oh.
are like, we're on his side
Yeah,
now.
and they're like,
bitch.
well, this dude raises some good fucking points. Don't ever step on my soil again.
Does
As a
Trump
matter of fact,
actually even have a PR guy, or does he just do all his own?
He
he's
does
got
all
a
his own
parole
shit.
officer.
Yeah, PR. I tell you what, those Asian countries, those Asian men, they like that kind of shit though. They like the shit that Donald Trump does. Trust me, nothing that he does here is offensive to any Asian country.
I mean, it's the same reason we like fucking K-pop, but that's entertaining as shit. You know, you just it's like so.
But fuck
it-
K-pop.
it's-
That's
Fuck
what the
those guys.
boyfriends. That's what the boyfriends remind me of, the K-pop stuff.
Yeah, dude, it's just like it's
Dude,
so
what?
out there and it's
Well,
so different from
He's
how
like,
we do
subject
shit.
what?
matter
He's
on.
like, wow, where did you go with that?
Well, I was gonna bring up K-pop, but we can do that later.
But do you get what I mean? Like, they like that shit because it's so different from their fucking culture. Like, the whole anime shit, it's huge here because it's like,
Black guys are watching it.
yeah, dude.
But I'm telling you, black guys watch Naturo more than any fucking race in the world.
Naruto?
Whatever, Naturo. I
you
like
say
the way
that?
I say it.
No, dude, you sound stupid.
Naruto?
Dude, I
Naruto.
hate to get
Norto?
off subject, but
Naruto.
Like Edward Norton?
Edward Norton Jr.
Edward Norton Jr.? Norton?
Fuck, let's just watch American History X.
Hey, dude, I saw
you ever
the
watched Drunk
funniest
History?
fucking thing the other day, and it was like a scene from like where like the Jewish teacher is at his school, is
Yeah.
at his house because he's dating his mom,
Yeah.
and he pulls his shirt down and he's got the,
The
swastika,
swastika.
and he says, "See what that? See?" He says, "You know what that means? It means not welcome." But when he like, it was him pulling it down, and it was the Starbucks logo.
Have you ever seen American History X?
no. Wait, they like photoshopped it to make it look like that?
They photoshopped the Starbucks
Not welcome.
logo.
It's a
He says,
Starbucks.
"You see what this means? It means not welcome."
Have you ever seen American History X? Oh, dude.
Wow.
You missed the curb stomp of a lifetime.
Now don't say that word. That you can't tell him the word. You can't even say the word. You have to just be like, you have to see the most violent
You have
thing
to see the most violent
you've
thing.
ever seen in a film.
I wouldn't go
I
that
wouldn't
far.
tell him. Don't. You don't have to say the CS word.
The Custard Station.
Let's watch it.
No, dude, that's like a 2.5 hour long
Wait.
movie.
No,
Let's
no,
not
no.
get on
let's-
the
we could
YouTube
just-
kid.
no. I just want to watch you see. Let's go get a Garrett reaction of the first time ever
Oh, okay.
seeing the
Alright.
car theft scene from.
Put the camera on me
yeah.
so you can see.
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah. So it's
beautiful
an actual
tits.
reaction. We're doing reactions, guys.
We owe the Wright brothers
If you
some
haven't
money.
seen something, it's okay to do the reaction.
No, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Third one down. Just do the second one, yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Make sure the camera's on him real quick.
Okay. Man, hey, that guy died,
Act
didn't
like
he?
It's gonna be some
Edward Norton Jr.?
huge
No,
reaction.
the other guy, the kid.
Oh, I don't know.
Something happened with the kid.
the fuck is that?
We have to turn it up from there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You got it. Oh shit.
So wait,
Oh, do you
What
mean in
is
the
this?
movie or in the real life?
What?
Did the actor kid die?
Yeah, he died. He died in real life, I think.
Oh, really?
what is
Yeah.
it? Wait, explain what this is. For
It's a movie about a
no one can
racist
see
dude.
this when they're listening. Is that the racist guy shooting?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Edward Norton Jr.
The
What
guy
a
with the swastika
fucking
tattoo.
racist bitch.
No, I mean, dude, his
Just
father.
kidding.
Hold on, dude. Hold on.
Oh shit, he's got
We
a
could-
huge ass swastika.
Oh yeah, bro.
That's-
You've never seen this when he's walking down the street with the guns and the
Dude,
swords
in his
I've
boxers?
I've never even seen. I don't know what this even
Listen,
is.
here's the thing though: is he is also a victim as well, and I know that this is a controversial thing for me to say. I know that no one's watching this right now, but I'm saying that like he is a victim of circumstance as well. His father was murdered. His father was murdered stopping a house fire because gang members drove by and shot
so
the
he
fire.
grew up with a hate for them.
Yeah.
So-
here's I
what
explain
Hitler
this
did.
issue myself a lot. This country that I grew up in taught me to hate Middle Eastern people.
Are you giving an example of like?
9/11, bruh.
Oh
I
no,
grew
yeah.
up in the middle of the fucking Bible Belt of Texas.
That's what I was
in the
saying with
middle of
Dylan earlier. I
9/11.
was like,
I'm
he was saying
taught
something
how to
about
hate fucking okay
Islam.
I'm me. Yes, I am taught to hate Islamic. I tell you what, I didn't even call people Islamic. I didn't even call people Middle Eastern. I didn't even call people whatever the fuck you might want to call them from that area. I called them Hajis until I was 17 years old because that's what I was taught. Hajis. That's
yeah, it's kind of what I was saying with
saying
Dylan
that.
earlier. Like with the whole Islam, like you're right. Like Islam is a huge. It's almost like we're still like healing from the.
I'm
hate
terrified
of Islam.
I'm terrified. I am terrified of the Prophet Muhammad. I swear to fucking God, dude. I'm terrified of anybody. that
Praise
wants
be
to-
unto him.
Dude, I'm terrified of the Prophet Muhammad. I'm not kidding at all. This is that's probably the scariest thing that you could ever fucking tell me, that Muhammad was the perfect man on earth. Muhammad raped and murdered and assassinated. And he also not only raped and murdered and assassinated, other people raped and murdered and assassinated at the drop of his at the command of him.
Well,
And
you could get
that's
into
not
that with
Jesus, bro.
you could.
That
well,
ain't Jesus.
Hey, don't put the flip plug it back. I got a test.
That ain't Jesus.
Well, then we get into like the prophet talk. That's
I-
like
Ooh, new podcast. Prophet talk.
we're all prophets.
I don't mean to be crucial or anything like that. I am just, and look, there's plenty of like Muslim people that I'm a fan of, but like I think that Islam is like a pyramid system, and I think the people at the top are very bad, and I think the people that are the foundation and the high majority of people that make up the foundation of Islam are probably great people. But I have seen the word of the Quran and stuff like that. I've looked a lot into this, man, and the word of the Quran is.
Quran.
I live in
that it
Texas,
matters,
bro.
but-
Quran. What did I say earlier
Bible?
that was wrong? What did I say wrong that was
Just
right?
say Bible and then it
the
cancels
Bible.
out.
Quran. I mean,
No,
but
dude. I mean,
if you have a
it's-
neighbor that's Muslim and he knows that you're openly a Christian or a non-devoted type person, and he doesn't do something to change you or spend his every waking moment, then he is a bad Muslim. That's by definition. Muslims would consider him a bad Muslim. So unless he's doing like doing his religion due diligence and trying to do everything he can to convert you to the right side, then you're called a kafir. That's what you're called. That's what the term for that is.
This ties
But I
back
feel
around
like-
to the ISIS videos.
no. I feel like this is good. I feel like labeling Islamic people is kind of like labeling people. So what kind of Christian are you? Do you even pay attention to the Old Testament, or do you pay attention to the New
I'm
Testament?
no Christian.
Yeah,
I'm saying-
where'd
no,
you
I'm
jump
giving-
to that conclusion?
No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying, you know what I'm saying?
Right, am I right?
Like, have you read the Old Testament at all, or do you know like?
Yeah,
anything-
dude, that's some violent shit.
No, you can pull stuff out of the Old Testament that's really, really fucked up.
Isn't that what the Templars were based off of too? Is in Old Testament writings? So like the Templars, the Crusades, isn't that all about going around the world and killing in the name of Christ? That's what Templar Knights are, right? I mean, they're Christian killers. They're Christian assassins. They've been blessed by the Lord to murder in the name of the Lord.
It's I don't know if it's that, but it's like Catholicism is like their main like.
So I know the.
But they're pillaging across the planet.
No, yeah.
In the spread, it's no peaceful missionary.
I don't know
trip.
if every religion has their burst of like extremist
violence. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Maybe this is.
I think there's a lot of infighting in Islam too. You have Shiites and you have Sunnis and things like that, and that makes it a lot different too.
See, I don't know what that.
Well, you just have a different for how like serious you take things and how serious you take the Muslim.
Well, and it depends on like what branch of Christianity you are too.
Yeah, but you don't hate me. I don't hate because you're Baptist.
That's another discussion.
So the people, I'm not gonna say their names. That
Muslims.
No, but the people that worked at my program, the ones that came back.
Can I get a bag beer?
Yeah, they came back to visit us a bunch and stuff, and then.
Okay, you're confusing me.
A couple of my friends that worked at the program I went to, the Christian-based program.
Okay.
They now work for a church that only teaches from the Old Testament.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
But
and
the thing about their own religion, because Jesus was born in the Old Testament.
Hey, is that what Mormons are?
No.
What's that? Church of the Latter-day Saints?
Oh,
that's not Mormonism.
I dated a Mormon chick. I can discuss some Mormon shit.
Shelby.
Some the other day, I was working in the yard the other day, and there were some that drove by on their bicycles, and they kind of like looked back, and they were like, "Hey, do you need some help?" And I was like, "No, I'm fine."
Yeah. Nope. Get away from me, John
They
Smith.
could come and help. What if I like put them to work? What if I like fucking put them to work? I was like, yeah, grab a fucking wheelbarrow.
We live in an Amish community about 2 miles back.
This is just our starter home.
Nachos here.
Dude. Well, it's weird though, because I've met some of the nicest people I've ever met that are Mormon people, but they're like,
well, yeah,
they're very, very, very pushy about their religion.
See, I work with a Mormon guy, and he's not that way. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. It's kind of
he's pushy with the sales.
That goes to show. That goes to show every. I feel like it goes to show every religion. There's the pushy guy, and there's the not so pushy guy that doesn't take it so seriously, and there's the. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I meant by the pyramid.
Was that you?
System.
Yeah.
Once you get to the top,
You feel like Tops, the guy doesn't take it seriously?
no,
He's just all money?
Tops, it's super serious. It's like, well, whatever the evil is, the evil gets exposed at the top.
But if you also, dude, there's the opposite argument. There's the upside down pyramid argument that the guy at the bottom is the one who's like, I'm tricking all these motherfuckers into giving me the fucking. There's the
that's
Joel
the top,
Osteen.
dude.
Yeah, if
There's
he was
the
at the
Joel
bottom, how would he
Osteen.
get?
No, dude, nigga, that's how the top point works.
Oh.
There's the same pyramid, but you go down.
You're thinking
you go,
like the bottom
you go
man of the pyramid where you put yourself on
You
top.
go religious to money at the opposite pyramid. So there's the Joel Osteen. Then you go down. There's the
Joel Osteen is money. At the bottom is more religiously devoted people.
That are buying into.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's more. That's why there would be a bigger bottom.
You can't do an upside down pyramid.
Yeah,
There's
that
no one
doesn't work at all,
underneath
thank
you.
you.
It was a dumb example.
Yeah,
on my
it
part.
wasn't. You just flipped the shape the wrong way.
But I mean, it
It's
also
a hexagon.
I mean, there's a bunch of people that they believe in God and they believe in Jesus and they're Christian, but they're not actively practicing Christianity by going to church every Sunday and giving 15% of everything.
That would be what I consider myself.
What if you had to pick a side? You're a non-practicing Christian.
Beat a Baptist ass.
Are you a non-practicing Christian? I like to think that I'm just a
dude. To be honest,
more
yeah.
spiritual person.
To be honest, yeah, I would be a non-practicing Christian.
So from time to time, if you're having a hard time, would praying make you feel better?
See, is that a trap? Are you gonna be like,
No,
do you only pray when you feel bad?
No, I'm not being shitty. I'm just asking you.
No, honestly, yeah.
Sometimes you're like, dear fucking God, if you can just help me. Does it make you feel better?
Comforted. Does it make you feel comforted?
Yeah. To be honest, yeah.
What I mean, saying this shit sometimes just makes you feel better too. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
it's
not
saying,
trapping
but
you.
it's
I
like,
promise.
no,
I'm just
I'm
curious.
not. I was joking. But, are you fucking trapping me? I'm just kidding.
I don't know. I think being Christian is the most diverse religion you could have because there's people that they abide by the Old Testament. There's people
Pyramid, bro.
It is, and
Reverse.
I mean, and then like non-denominational and Baptist people, they believe that God has always had this,
Be
everlasting love
It's a
that
pyramid.
would never.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the happy Lord.
An undying love that's
Buddy
been there
Christ.
forever and will be there forever. But then it's kind of like the cherry picking thing you said. They cherry pick things about the Bible, and I know the Bible pretty well because of my program. And Genesis 6:6 says, "And therefore God created or regretted the creation of man." God hasn't always
but I
fucking
feel
he
loved.
shamed himself. He's
No, but
a
I feel
self-deprecating man.
That's why I feel like that's what sets the whole theme for the Bible, because the whole thing is that you're imperfect. So it's like that sets the theme for the entire.
Oh, you're right.
That sets the theme for the entire basis of man. We're inferior to him because what if he created? Why did he create man? So it's like,
But at the same time,
But doesn't it end up being his ultimate mistake? If you just like you said, if he regretted
we're
it,
his
doesn't it
ultimate
end up
mistake.
being his ultimate mistake? So you a couple lines ago you said something, but I'm trying to remember it. But we cannot equal up to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you in your entire life of self-doubt and self progression towards being closer to the Lord or His presence or a presence of an ever fatherly being, you realize that He didn't even love you.
I mean,
I don't
the
think
Bible.
that-
The Bible
well,
does contradict
Imagine
itself.
being an orphan. Imagine being an
Yeah, I
orphan.
mean, yeah,
and you spend
every-
your whole 30 years trying to find your father, and you find your father. You're like Joe Dirt, and you find your father, and then you find out he left you in
Yeah,
a
a
trash
huge-ass
can
turd.
at the fucking Grand Canyon. And you were like, "Oh fuck,
Dipping
you guys
ketchup
didn't
off
fucking
turd.
lose me. You fucking left me."
I mean,
Oh,
But-
that's what God is for. He's here to give you a revelation.
I'm not saying one thing or the other. I'm saying, like, I feel like the entire creation of man is, if we're his big, God regret dude, I'm fucking stumbling as shit right now. God regretted the creation of man. To put it that way, yeah, we're his ultimate mistake. But at the same time, the whole preaching of love, and I'm not trying to be like the fucking Mormon guy here, but that whole thing is like, no matter what, you're supposed to feel this love, and like, no matter what you choose and what you do in life, like, you have to like exert this like love for what you do. I feel like that kind of is God's way of almost like practicing what he preaches.
I mean, in a way, that's like a lot of like progressive liberal atheists preach. Love and peace and happiness and things like that.
Yeah,
And
it's
you're
a really good message.
You're like, damn, why don't you just guys get into religion? Like,
Dude, why don't y'all just come with me on Sundays? We'll like rage.
you know what I mean? Like, you could almost,
rage
you could
at the
almost
altar.
see. I can almost see how people like that would be more comfortable in a position. Be like, dude, just
They
find
don't
Jesus.
like the sanction of
Just
being
find
Christian,
Jesus, bro.
though.
Yeah, I know, but it's a loving place.
see,
You go, you have a great time. I've been to church a lot. I love it. They're great people.
for
It's fun.
years I've
Fucking
always said I
badass
was
music, too,
atheist.
if you go to the right place.
For years I've always said I was atheist. I think I'm more agnostic than atheist. It's kind of like something. There may be there. I mean, something made. Something or someone made something. You know what I
think
mean?
We're just a. I honestly think that we're just a bad victim of circumstance.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't know. Hold on.
I know you don't know. No one knows.
Bill's like, hold on.
I didn't think you were gonna give me the answer to humanity. Listen, man.
Dylan's like,
we're
you know
all.
what, dude?
This is
Hey.
a circumstance
He's like,
that we're
hey,
in.
I
dude.
fixed game show.
This is a billion
Here's
year
what happened.
evolution. This is billions of years of evolution that we're fucking working with. We have a fucking LED
Oh,
light
dude,
ring.
I
and shit.
love, like, this is me being, like, a non-practicing Christian. I just love thinking about that kind of shit. Like,
yeah.
why the fuck are we even, like...
Without feeling
here?
shameful.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think it's not...
A lot of thoughts in Christianity, with especially extreme Christian people, they don't feel good about thinking that way.
They
it
feel...
creates turmoil.
They're almost looking at everything around them and seeing so much doubt that they're, like, almost imploding on themselves. And
Man.
I feel really excited about
What
it
do you-
almost.
What do you think humans will evolve to next?
Evolve to?
I'm not really
No,
worried
no,
about
no,
it
no.
will evolve to. I'm worried about, like...
We're not gonna. I guarantee we're not gonna stay this form forever. I mean, in
Hey,
our
you
life.
know what? I'll tell you what. The thing that I worry about humans evolving into something is something that is very irrational, and something that is very self-oriented. That's what I worry about humans. You
Dude.
talk about our form and what we'll become. I really worry. And before our physical shape changes and before our mental shape changes, our character will change way before that. Our ethics will change way before that. It's a system. And I tell you what, man, if our ethics go down the way, just the same way I was telling you, and my wife doesn't get it either. When I say that there's a problem with, like, thinking that there are 20 fucking genders and things like that, and not only thinking that there's 20 genders, but feeling very heated about it and getting upset about it to a point where you're mad at people and hateful towards people about it. I've seen, man, for people that think that people should be treated nice, I've seen a lot of terrible things that transgender supporters have said to people on the internet and stuff. I'm like, wow, you're so far off. Like, I don't know. I'm just saying that, like, we're gonna change. We're gonna change ethically before we change like that. To go back. That's what I was saying. I was like, well, maybe people could start going to church again. But no, I'm saying,
well, by my, like, saying opportunity to change, just seeing, like, over from what we even have textual, like, history, like, humans since the beginning of time have been just obliterating each other.
Yeah, and
I think we'll
getting
destroy
away from spirituality.
And as technology, as we have more and more advanced technology, we're getting more and more excellent at killing each other.
Oh yeah, from far away.
And we don't worry about the repercussions of these technologies that let us do this. I feel like humans are going to wipe themselves out before we even have a chance to evolve.
Yeah. Hey, I feel like
I think we already have evolved.
I feel like if you want to say, like, what the next stage of humanity might be, I honestly think that we're, like, looking at some sort of, like, AI humanity.
Oh, easily.
I don't think so, because
really,
no, because
is that too common of a thought now to think that we could, like, download, like, you
dude, they're getting very close to being able to download, like, consciousness.
Your consciousness.
No, I mean, I get that shit. Naturally,
I'm gonna keep you in the
naturally.
They could.
I'm gonna keep your spirit in the end of this.
No,
I wish you would. It's already there.
I hate to be the fucking douche that refers to Black Mirror, but
that's a douchey thing to do.
Yeah, dude.
I do
Huge
all the time.
bag right over
I've
there.
just not douche, but I've heard that a lot. I've heard, like, the same thing.
He's backtracking on douche like that was
Like,
offensive.
No,
like,
dude.
Coasting. I'm
No
coasting
offense.
off.
Like calling me a faggot, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
No offense to any woman out there who needs to clean her puss. I don't I didn't mean to offend anyone out there.
But I don't know. I feel like this point's been made like a million times, especially on podcasts. But
Not between us.
that's right.
I'm not talking about what we could be. You know what I mean? I'm talking about, like, what we will naturally turn into. We're not going to naturally get programmed into a fucking AI body.
That will be the natural choice after a certain point when we can't live on this earth anymore.
That's not natural, though. That's man-made.
It will be when it's the only option. When it's the thing that makes sense the most, it becomes. Man, when there's over so many billions of people on this fucking planet, man, and they all unanimously think that that's the right thing to do, that is natural. That is what seems natural. It's not like they're gonna be like, well, everyone thinks it's a good idea. I guess that's natural.
That's not natural. That's a gut feeling. And natural, you
don't know.
Drinking a puddle in the, that's.
You think it's not natural to think that people shouldn't rape?
I mean, you being on the laptop's not natural. That's a man-made thing. No,
it is natural. How many times have you been on
a
laptop today? How many times?
That's not natural. That's just
the norm is constantly changing.
That's what the norm is.
So what are you arguing? Are you arguing like an evolutionary point? Like,
okay, so like a woman breastfeeding a baby is natural. A man, making formula and feeding the baby is not natural.
So what is your?
I'm talking like what our physical form. If we keep, we keep reproducing in a natural way, conception.
Like your body, like what are you gonna look like? Like am I gonna?
Yeah,
have, like,
man, I'm
arms
talking
going
about
out
like
my back.
I mean, because we spent 3 lifetimes as cavemen, and even more before that being apes, and then more before that being whatever we were before fucking apes.
Okay.
Yeah, but why did those minds come along that made us this?
Our minds are evolving.
I tell you what.
No, why was it the same way for so long? In the last 1,000 years, we've created this
Oh my god.
Insane.
Because that's our minds evolving. You know, back in
No,
back in 1001.
Hold on.
He's trying to get to the bottom of your point, and you're going to another point.
No. So you're saying you said yourself many lifetimes before us and lifetimes before that. So like probably tens of thousands of years we've been the same way, you're saying. So it's like cavemen have come from negative 1000 BC. No, don't even need to say negative. I'm just fucking dumb. 10,000 BC all the way to now it's been the same, but like in this last like 2,000 years, technology has seen such a freaking explosion that's like come from essentially I don't want to say nothing, but like technology has come from what we see today as basic to such small advancements along the way have been
here's
so
the thing.
monumental.
The
But now,
sharing of information is what makes that it more accessible, and that's what's accelerated this is the sharing of information. Okay, tomorrow I can decide to be a fucking Whoopi Goldberg expert, and I can fucking look up everything about Whoopi Goldberg. I can watch every single Whoopi Goldberg movie, whereas 40 years ago, if you went to the fucking Sudan desert and you mentioned Whoopi Goldberg, they would fucking eat your eyeballs out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
The spread of information is what makes that so much. When you're constantly getting information about success and people that broke through and people that changed science and people that made technological advancements.
Oh, okay.
That's what your mind is now programmed by the advancements of people to continue to fucking come up with the next thing.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom,
Well,
boom, 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 boom.
But it's almost like there had to be a mind to come up with that platform.
Do you think here's
know
what
what I'm
I'm
saying?
questioning, and you see it as this giant spike in human knowledge? You know what I mean? That's what I'm kind of getting from you is that you think there's just this giant spike, but like, do you think that there's been spikes before? Like, I want to know. What I'm more interested in is where is the plateau in humanity?
Yeah.
Like, has there been a time where these types of advancements and thoughts and progressivism dropped? Like did we almost not make it? You know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
you know
what I mean?
What I'm saying, like, okay,
like, do we plateau a little bit? Like, do we take it to the extreme and then drop it down a little bit and plateau for a long time, and then it gets and then it's back
like,
up?
what's even a plateau almost? Because like,
Think about
in
the Industrial
caveman
Revolution. That's an actual term that we have dubbed on an entire period
from a
of
spike
time.
in technology.
Yeah. That changed
So-
the world.
Yeah, and
mean-
even in like BC times, think about what was considered such a think about something so what we see as small now. Think about that could be such a industrial revolution at that time. Yeah, dude. Anything in this room, honestly, you could like this. These are all fucking insane miracles that have come up.
These are things that if you told me about when I was even 5 or 6 or 7, I would told you were crazy.
Touchscreen phones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
dude.
No way.
Yeah.
A phone? What?
FaceTiming
What?
people.
When I was a kid and you signed up and you got a phone line and like so if Southwestern Bell was what we had.
Why is your hand soaked, dude?
It was where my beer was.
Oh.
Southwestern Bell was what we had. I don't even know if you guys know what Southwestern Bell is, but like that was our phone company. It was an AT&T thing kind of. It was AT&T before AT&T. And then it became Singular, and then it became AT&T.
My very first phone company was Singular.
Yeah. It used to be called Southwestern Bell, and so whenever you would sign up for a phone line, they would send you a phone. You got a phone, like you
No
got
cost.
a house phone. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it had like a little. It would have like a Singular or
Was it one of
SBC
these?
Global or.
dude. I used to
I've
talk
had
to
one of those.
mad
I've had
bitches
one of
on
those.
house phones.
I've had those. I've had the Cube button phones. I've had all kinds of phones. I've had touchpad analog phones. Yeah.
You like had the house phone dock in your room. You like thought you were like super badass.
Hell
You're
yeah,
like,
dude.
dude.
Yeah.
Ladies are calling, dude.
Yeah. I had a football phone.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, before
It's all the same phone though. Like even if your mom picks up in the living room, it's
Yeah.
still the same line.
Your
but
house is
your,
on a
your
phone
football
line.
phone's like the same line.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They used to have a
Fuck
thing called
yeah.
a party line, and usually a party line would be between like you and your neighbor, or you and like 3 or 4 neighbors, depending on like where you lived and how like densely because it became hard for people to actually change the fucking lines around to connect you from one line to this line. It became hard to do that, So when it became like apartments became popular and like heavily populated areas like New York became popular, you ended up getting on a party line, and then they could use that same old system, but they could have 3 lines ran to 1. As opposed to like trying to like run a separate line for every single one. They used the pre-existing technology, and then they just ran 3 into 1 instead of 1 phone line through a whole house. So you and your neighbors would share a phone line, and you could get on your fucking phone and listen to your neighbors whenever you want. I mean, I do think there's a certain amount of checks and balances that keeps us safe. Like, if you were allowed to do that, do you think there'd be less child molesters? Do you think there'd be less serial rapists?
I don't think so.
Because they would be constantly worried about what their conversations were being listened to because their neighbors have access to it all the time.
Yeah, but I feel like another platform just brings another. It makes it easier, but it's not. It doesn't stop the act. It doesn't stop.
Who's making that call on Sunday evening?
Yeah, but I mean, like,
hey,
no
Mom,
one,
how are you?
No one's gonna boycott the phones. No one's gonna.
Fuck no. Fuck no. You're right. No one's gonna boycott.
Hey,
the
when you
phones.
get back, you're watching this clip.
Oh yeah. You still haven't finished.
The American History X. No, not
He's
you.
like, I'm so tired of smelling my own farts.
Nacho, you're banished to an eternity of the Middle Mutation.
Will you tell me who
studio.
Barbara Bush killed?
Yeah, so when she was a teenager, she was driving
Did
behind.
she fight off a rape?
No.
Oh,
No,
God.
she killed one of her friends. She.
Murdering bitch.
So she was driving, and I can't remember if it was like raining or something like that. I'm saying it like I was there, but she hit one of her friends with a car and killed him. I think it was like her boyfriend. Yeah. Yeah, but she killed someone.
I had an ex-girlfriend one time, right? And we had broke up, and she started dating this guy, right? And one time they were doing like a bunch of Xanax, and they were going down to San Antonio, and he's asleep in the back seat. And she's driving, and his cousin is with them. He's in the passenger seat, and Home just wakes up, and he was like, "Do you want to see what it's like to die? You want to see what it's like to fucking die? You want to know what it's like to want to die?" And so he's like screaming at them, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" And trying to keep him in the car. And they're on 35 right up here, like by the
Speedway.
No, I guess they weren't going that way. They're going the other way. So they were going to Austin. So they probably weren't there by the Speedway. They might have been, because I think they might have come from Denton. Anyways, so like he like wakes up from being asleep in the back seat, and he's like screaming, like he's saying all kinds of crazy shit. And so he ends up getting out of the car, and so her and this dude are trying to like hold on to him and keep him like calm down and stuff like that, and get him back in the car and stuff like that. And they like I say, I think they maybe like dropped the keys in like messing with him, and so they both went back to like kind of grab the keys. And when they did, he ran into the highway and he got hit by an 18-wheeler, like right in front of them.
That's probably horrifying.
Yeah, fucking crazy shit. Like, oh yeah, I remember it pretty vividly. Like, I mean, I wasn't there for it, but I just remember her like calling me after that and shit like that, saying that he had gotten hit by, and that he was like sleepwalking and woke up and he was like really out of it. But he's on Xanax, you know.
Right.
You wake up after you've been fucking barred out for 4 days, and you're
kind of questioning
still on
everything.
it. Fuck, dude, you're ready to kill anything.
Yeah.
All right, so
You're
time to learn about your heritage.
Oh, good. Perfect timing. Time to learn about my heritage.
But yeah, you guys are Anglo-Saxon. Wow.
Fucking great.
Hey, watch.
You spilled that on our Scarlet.
They're all empty, baby.
Hey, but seriously, get this one out of
Is
there.
it spilling all over Scarlet? Shit.
Yeah.
Is
I
it
don't care.
actually?
Yeah, I mean, I don't
No,
know,
I don't
but-
see any
okay,
liquid.
Good. Let's just not.
Is there like any actual I can clean it up?
You're good. You're good.
Ready?
You're good. You're good.
Good.
I just wanted to make sure.
Fucking good.
Watch.
sound.
Oh, dude, that's.
Does it kill you? Think it kills you? I
Hmm.
think it kills you.
No, I mean it breaks your teeth out. Unless he
Yeah.
breaks your jaw.
That guy's dead.
I mean he could have broken his neck too doing it.
You think so? That's a pretty famous scene of him walking down the street with the hands out
Yeah.
with a gun. Right here, right here. I mean, that's like the cover of the thing is him standing there like that. Right there. Fucking Edward Norton's a fucking monster,
dude, that's.
This movie's so good too.
And he doesn't care. He's like, yeah, I did the right thing. In his mind, that's.
Yeah, in his mind, it's like I just like avenged my dad type thing.
Yeah. Well, I defended what was mine, and I'll do it till the day I die. That's people that are they're extreme like that. My wife's not like that. My wife take the fucking cars. Me, I mean, I'm not like this. Don't get me wrong. I don't give a fuck what color you are. If I caught you in my car, though, I'm gonna fuck you up. Like
You gonna curb stomp someone over it though?
Ah.
No.
I'll probably knock you the fuck out.
Dude,
though.
that just makes that like.
I'm not
my
gonna
heart.
statistically beat the shit out of somebody. No.
You're gonna kick someone's ass.
Who's
I would
the
fuck someone up and then
who's
I would
the-
probably help them.
Who's the person like
I
in
would
the
probably
yard?
help him. That guy was already fucked up.
That's his
He's
son.
dead.
That's
Oh,
his son.
That's
Yeah.
not his son. That's his brother.
Oh, okay, never mind. I'm pretty sure it's his son.
No, it's his fucking brother. His mother was pregnant whenever their father was
Jeez,
murdered.
dude, that's fucking deep.
Yeah, and then it kind of
Hurts my
and
heart.
you should really, if you haven't seen this, just because of what you were talking about like how people get into things and how they become another. Just like you will see the pyramid in this too, where it starts out, where it's like people.
Clean slate.
Listen, he's on the news because they're interviewing him about his father's death and stuff, and how he had gotten murdered while putting out a fire. Like people had drove by and shot them while they were putting out a house fire. And people saw him on there talking about it. He was like these fucking black people and stuff like that. And he's a young boy before he is this kind of guy. You know what I'm talking about? He's got his hat backwards. He's got long hair. He's a California kid. And then they see it on the news and they find him. The people that they
They want to like exploit his.
yeah. Well, they want to build on that foundation. They want to build on that foundation. They want to make that pyramid. How do we bring him to the top? How do we make him the most fucking hateful? How do we use
Or
this
at least
pain
move him
he
up.
has? Yeah. I don't know
fucking
how
crazy, dude.
I don't know how racism recruitment works. I'm just saying that like I can only assume.
Yeah, dude, it's
I
just
think black people do the same
KKK
thing,
slash
too.
KKK dot
net.
recruiting.net
Damn it, recruitment.
I'm
KKK.net/recruit.
/ recruiter. You'll get assigned to a recruiter. They'll email you automated message
You'll be
within
assigned a recruiter.
automated message within 30 minutes.
Fuck. So here's the thing that I've been seeing lately, is that the KKK was started by is mostly put together by the Democratic Party. That people that were in the KKK weren't
that-
actually like yeehaw, hang them up,
That could go back
string
to
them
my
up
point.
now.
Is it cherry picking?
It was like the elegant
Yes,
people.
it's the
you know?
way stories are fucking told, brother. And I tell you what, the number one thing about that goes in this country, this is what Game of Thrones is. I'll tell you
Dude,
what's fucking. Have you?
fucking
I don't
love
know
that
if
show.
you've watched the Game of Thrones lore on YouTube, but it goes back and it shows you both sides. So these stories that you've watched through Game of Thrones and that you know as fact, they will play them in another way from another story from someone else from another part of that world, and you'll be like, oh.
She'll like Cersei is like
fuck,
good.
they lied to me. Okay, they say that home dude killed or kidnapped, raped, impregnated the princess. They were in love.
You mean Jamie and Cersei?
No. I'm talking about before that Ned Stark's sister who had Jon Snow.
Yeah.
So she was
They
impregnated.
think that he raped his sister?
No.
I was like, wait, what?
No. The fucking guy. Okay, Robert's Rebellion. How much of Game of Thrones have you really watched though?
mean, I've watched till the
Okay,
seventh
game.
season.
Do you know Robert Trebellion? Robert Baratheon.
Yes.
He goes in. He fights Rhaegar Targaryen. He smashes him in the chest with his.
with his
He's
hammer.
gonna kill the rapist, kidnapping the princess, kidnapping.
Yeah,
rapist.
Targaryen Mad King.
They weren't. No, he's yes, that guy, but not the same guy. Not the same guy.
Like,
he's just a Targaryen. This is the original Rhaegar Targaryen. He is the fucking one, man. And he came and he fell in love with Ned's sister. Well, they were on different sides of the. Yeah, it's a Romeo and Juliet story. That's what it is. It's a Romeo and Juliet story. But they're both dead. So who tells the story? He's dead, so Robert gets to tell the story. He's a rapist, kidnapping. He's evil. He's an evil person, but he's dead. But in real life, they were in love. They ran away with each other. She wasn't in love with Robert Baratheon. She did not want to be with him. The same way Cersei. You saw Cersei in those first seasons. She didn't want to be with him. She wasn't in love with him. That was Lyanna Stark's issue. Was that she wasn't in love with him. She loved Rhaegar Targaryen. And so she was yeah, they ran away together, dude. When she's in that tower giving birth to that baby, like, and he had to leave them to go fight, and that's when he's killed by Robert. So Robert tells the story because he's the winner, you know. I don't know,
dude. That's super fucking.
I don't know if you've seen. You should really look it up because there's a bunch on YouTube that'll blow your fucking mind about Game of Thrones.
I'm totally gonna fucking watch
In
that.
stories, they're told word for word as if it was that person. They're like I remember yes. It's like I remember the day I met Rhaegar Targaryen
dude,
and things like
Game
that.
of Thrones,
It's so fucking deep, dude. It's so fucking deep.
Awesome show.
Yeah, it's great. But it's made me see a lot about life. It really made me understand. It really made mostly that point right there, the way that history is told by the fucking successor. I mean, Robert died. He killed Rhaegar. Rhaegar is forever known throughout the entire world as the kidnapping rapist. You know what I mean? Like that. But Robert was a piece of shit too. You know what I mean? What's funny is that Robert was probably a bigger piece of shit than Rhaegar ever was.
Definitely.
Rhaegar was a legend. Rhaegar was a warrior.
And they
He was a
even
loving
showed.
man.
They even showed. I hate to get
he ordered the assassination of all his bastard children. Anyone that was ever impregnated by him, or anyone that ever had any child that was a descendant of an illegitimate child of him, he had murdered. Remember when they were snatching up the babies?
Yeah, and the blacksmith guy is the one who got away.
Yeah. Man.
Sounds like I can't hear that. I can't hear Game of Thrones.
He's like, I cannot listen to this. You don't watch Game of Thrones, bro?
Dude, I guarantee
I have a clip for you, and it's a 7-season clip.
We're gonna stream for
It's 700 hours.
No, dude,
longest live stream
I
ever.
know this
No
because
breaks.
I'm exactly like Dylan as far as when it comes to shows. I know that it would take a lot to get Dylan into Game of Thrones because it took me a lot.
Here's the thing, that the
'Cause
reason
I
that
don't wanna-
I'm into it is because I've been watching it since day one. Like, I've been watching that shit since it came out on HBO. And I'll say probably every episode of maybe like one or two there if I like missed it and I had to watch it like on the internet later. Every single episode of Game of Thrones for 7 years, I have sat down on Sunday night at 8 o'clock and watched that shit.
Dude, it took me forever to get into it, and it was, I really didn't, because here's an example, and it probably goes for probably Dylan too as far as a series goes. If I don't fucking, in the first season, first few episodes, if I'm like,
bro, there's fucking bodies cut up by fucking snow demons and arranged in a fucking geometric pattern. What are you talking about?
Dude, I'm not. You think I'm hating on Game of Thrones?
They cut 40 heads off in the first 5 episodes.
Dude,
what are you talking about?
Dude, you think I'm hating on Game of Thrones? It's like my favorite series.
With how we had to get into Breaking Bad.
No,
I'm
dude,
really into Breaking Bad right now.
I used to be very lazy thinking when it came to shows. Like, if it's like, if I have to think about it, if I don't know what's going on, fuck the show.
So how caught up are you on Game of Thrones?
I am 2 episodes away from being all the way caught up.
Wow. Okay, so I've seen the whole thing 3 times.
See, I need to before the next season comes out, I'm gonna rewatch the whole thing.
That's how I usually do it, and that's how we usually do it at work. I've watched it at work twice, and then I've watched it with Kristen all over again, and plus we watch them when they come out. But man, I tell you, once you watch it again, there's gonna be so many things, like like just because you know who people are better later in the show and stuff like that, you'll see like Ned Stark pass somebody and then like whisper to them, and you'd be like,
Yeah,
"Oh
what
my
the fuck
fucking
was that?
god, that was it right there." Be like, that's
Or-
when he told him, like, yeah, like you see that kind of stuff, and you're like, wow,
Dude,
wow.
I caught a few of those things with like Littlefinger in the beginning.
Oh yeah. Well, he's a schemer, dude. I mean, yeah, you
Oh.
can definitely pick up those things. As soon as he says something, you're like, wow, you fucking wow.
Yeah.
He gets crazier too. He gets a lot crazier.
Dude, I hate to in
What?
Game of Thrones talk, but I fucking love Game of Thrones. But
I do too.
what's your favorite episode of Game of Thrones?
I mean, our favorite episode,
Like
Hard Home.
Battle of the Bastards.
Really? Hard Home's my favorite because that's when Jon Snow is like, that's when they're trying to get over. That's the first time you have like the demon, or that's the first time you have the White Walker War, like the battle of it. Remember?
Yeah.
And they start wiping them out. Wah, bah, bah,
Oh
bah,
yeah,
bah.
and they're like
And then they
seeing
get
just
on the boats,
how fucked
and
they
they're
are.
finally getting away. Yes, and then the Night King comes out there and he just like lifts his hands up and they all raise up again. Everyone, they just spend an entire hour,
Dude, I
trying to
have
fucking
my own
murder this
conspiracy.
horde of zombies, right? And then they get on the boats and they finally get away. They've like hacked them down. They've lost fucking 3/4 of their people, and there's a few of them on the boat. And Jon Snow like turns around and he looks back, and then like the Night King, who's this like crazy dude,
Zombie,
who might
like-
actually be his brother. Have I told you that?
What?
Oh man, I think that the Night King is Bran. Look it up. Look up
Because he's the
Bran.
Raven now.
Look up Bran. He's from the future. Yeah. Look up Bran and look up the Night King. Look at
Well,
their similarities.
I'll say season 7 Bran is
He
pretty
knows where
fucking-
he's at, brother. Look. Come here. Let me see your hand. Look, Bran goes to touch the Night King, and the Night King goes, "Bow!" and snatches him right out of the fucking air. He can't see him. Remember that? He was like warging. He couldn't see him. He was like in a place that he wasn't really. He was just in a vision. And when he went to go touch the Night King just grabbed his fucking hand. Like he knew where he was gonna be. Have you seen the part where like Ned's going up in the tower and he's like, "Dad," and he stops and he turns around. He like, yes, man. Like he like, yeah.
And it never addressed that.
Okay, and there's another part where the children are sliding that jade into that guy's chest. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Dylan's like, I'm done talking.
I don't know how you're not interested just by listening. Okay,
Dude,
he's tied to the
fucking
tree.
Game of
He's tied to the
Thrones.
tree and he's laid back. And okay, we're gonna look up the creation of the first White Walker.
Dude, there's
You're gonna
George
see
R. R.
this.
Martin is just a fucking genius.
There's no book coming out this year either.
Yeah, the last 2 seasons are
No, one
total,
season, bro.
or one season
one.
is
Next year.
total writers from the show.
That sucks,
right?
man.
Yeah,
Okay, here you go.
dude, I can.
This is Bran learns who created the White Walkers. He finds out that the children did it, right?
Wait,
but
is
Bran
this
is a fucking
spoiler?
time traveler.
Spoiler
No,
alert?
you've seen
Oh,
this.
no.
You've
Wait,
seen it.
I'm just making sure.
This is just theories,
I'm making
bro.
sure.
This is theories.
Okay, who's who?
This is
Bran,
and that's the Raven.
He
There's no way I can
to.
explain this.
It's
to
gonna
you.
be a very long explanation.
Yeah.
Bran, he lost his legs in the very first season.
He didn't lose
'cause-
he just lost mobility. He
He
got pushed out of
paralyzed.
a dragon by two brother sister
But-
fuckers, but by the ancestral queen.
Yeah.
It's complicated, dude. I could honestly
But
go on.
he discovers that he's born with this ability to.
People say that all Starks have that ability, though, and they just haven't understood it. They're saying that Ned
John,
could do
I
that
could
too.
see-
They're saying that Ned wasn't even alive.
Is that a White Walker?
No, that's
no.
that's one of the like.
That's when the
Wildlings.
children. That's the first
Yeah.
people. Those are the children. They're saying that's Bran. They're saying that is Bran. That's Bran in a different. He lives in alternate realities because he is the Raven. They're saying that that's him right there. That man that's standing right next to him right there is him
Yeah.
teaching himself. That's him teaching himself and showing himself what has happened to himself in another alternate reality. This is a total fucking mind warp because that's Bran right there tied to the tree. He is the first White Walker. That makes him the Raven. It makes him Bran. It makes him this guy. It makes him the Night King. Bran got stuck in a loop. This whole show might actually be about Bran being stuck in a loop. He's trying to undo a butterfly effect. You know what I mean? Like
No, I totally.
He is trying to undo the butterfly effect, and all of these people that you're seeing in the show are different reincarnations of him. Everyone from Ned Stark to Jon Stark to everyone, they say that they're all reincarnations of Bran. It's a loop.
See, the fan theory makes sense, but it's like, has there ever been a show that's actually released that's what they meant?
I feel like the writers write the opposite on purpose at this point. Just to fucking cliffhanger people. They're like, oh, figured it out. We'll change it up.
But
the new thing, Westworld just started again,
any
too.
fan theory, like a show like this, there's plenty of fan theories for like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. No one's ever... have they ever been true?
Yeah, here's the thing is that there's so many, with the way Reddit is about this now, is that that's where it comes from, is that
it's
things
almost
become popular.
Edgy to be fan theory.
Well, there's so many that things become true. You know what I mean? Like okay, fuck. And you guys put it together.
Like, what if the writers are like, oh, shit. What if what if we're the writers right now? They were like, oh, shit, that actually sounds like it could be, but we totally didn't write it that way.
Snag that shit off of Reddit. I knew that Ned Stark was not the father of Jon Snow. Maybe episode 5. I was like, that's not his real dad. There's no way that's his real dad. Like, I knew that wasn't his real dad. And when they took that, and then when they said Lyanna Stark was the mother and stuff like that, when that started getting tossed around and stuff, and then they tried to say that it was Robert's son. I was like, there's no way. There's no way. And then the Rhaegar stuff started happening. I was like, that's the fucking dad. The guy that Robert smashed. Because you hear the stories about how I cut down Robert. Or Robert cut down Rhaegar in the field of battle, smashed his chest plate up. You hear that in the story. People are dropping that throughout the thing. And you're like, Rhaegar is this guy. This is the most glorious killing he ever had. He's killed all these different people, but that's the one. That's the one that he's known for. You know what I mean? So that's where I was like, damn. I'm like, and then you start to see how sour he is towards Rhaegar and stuff. He was like, he took my love from me. Remember when they went to the tomb, when he went to the crypt, the first like 2 episodes.
Yeah. He's like.
He's like, take me to your crypt. I need to pay my respects.
Yeah.
He's talking to her right there. He was like, I love her so much.
And he's like, she shouldn't be buried down here. She should be buried under a tree with the sky above her or whatever.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. He was in love with her. He was in love with her.
Oh,
it doesn't make his
that was almost the beginning point of the show.
Yeah.
Which could make that make sense. Because it's like,
I really think that Bran that a few different people that we've seen in this show are different alternate realities of Bran, and because of his fear of setting off another negative butterfly effect, he's not allowed to let himself know. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not allowed to shake him. He's not allowed to be the Raven and shake this boy and be like, look, you have to fucking change what you're doing. He can't do that because it'll set off another bad set of circumstances. So, like, he literally has to go back in time, reincarnate, and fucking direct himself without saying too much, without letting know. And that's what the perfect thing is, the Raven. The Raven is the one. He's the closest to being that open. And he does it right here, too.
In season 7, it's showing him, like, digressing from his actual, like, ego to his actual persona or whatever.
Yeah.
Because
you notice at the end of this, I'll show you at the end of this, too.
Yeah, and that's the Night King.
Yeah. Look how Bran is sitting. Look how he's laid back on that. He's like laid back on that thing exactly how that guy. See? He's like gripping that shit exactly how that guy's like laid back. Listen.
I don't know what's going on.
Listen. See? Bro. She says it right there. She says it right fucking there.
Well, that one word, though, means so much because she says you. Does she mean him?
Him.
Or men? She says men too, though.
Now that I'm saying this to you.
But she says men too, though. So that's what's kind of like throwing it off.
You. She said, why would you say you? I would just say from men. From you. You is a lot different than saying men.
But he's a man, though.
Oh, my God. This is, dude, when the fucking Night King grabs his fucking hand, that's what I was convinced. I was like, they're the same person, too. This is gonna end up being some fucking Black Mirror shit where he's
Dude.
lived some alternate lives. Look, they don't know he's there. They
Shit,
have
yeah.
no idea he's there.
Fuck. Well, because he's been that like in like that in all his visions though.
Yeah. Yeah, in his visions, in like this, he can walk, but in real life, he can't walk.
He can go back in time and like place himself anywhere
and move
he
around
wants.
freely and fight people and all that stuff. That's what I'm saying. That's why I think this he's found a place. He's found a way in these other lives to be noticed to where it brings him out. So like this guy grabbing him is like the first step. If he lets more people understand that he's there in these times, the way he yelled at his dad. He turns around and looks. The way that the Night King grabs him here, the more that he does that, the closer he gets to being more visible to people again, you know?
Yeah, but who's more vulnerable to hear his cries in his state like this? Probably the person.
Him, the Night King.
But even like his dad, he's there to see his dad. He's there to see the Night King. Yeah, see?
But they're all led by the Night King. As soon as the Night King like senses something, they all go with that. They're just an extension of him. How do you know he's there? Because he's him.
Dude, it's almost like Lord of the Rings. Like he puts the ring on.
He knows he's
they can
there
see him.
because he's touched the Raven before. And now he's touched Bran in this life. And they're both in the same spot. Like, what's a better locating device than knowing where both of the same people are? It's a mess. There's no way to explain it. You could go for days.
Dude.
Arya's stuff is just crazy.
Oh.
Just the stuff with the faces. You let him back in here.
He followed.
You let the beast
You
in.
got feet, dude. Kick
He wears the
fucking
mark.
shit out of him.
He wears the
Nacho,
mark.
get out!
Does he look like
In your house. In your house. Go.
Nacho, in your house.
Hey,
home is
come
where
on,
the
buddy.
heart is, and he went to Garrett. So
I need a cigarette.
Are we still going or we ended it?
Oh, we can end it. We can go.
It doesn't matter to me.
What time? 3:30. We can go. I don't care. We can keep going.
Dude, I feel like we had a pretty good fucking talk.
We do. Dylan just doesn't care about.
I
only got to one dead person.
It's not that I don't care. I just don't know what's going on.
I know.
Well, it's only been like a small part of it, Game of Thrones, but
Yeah, that's like a fraction of it. I mean, like the smallest fucking fraction. Man, I forgot Westworld is back on, dude. That's even better. Have you guys seen that at all? Fuck. I'm actually a pretty big show junkie now, I think about it. Yeah, Breaking Bad's really had me kind of hooked to cast.
Is this your first time watching it?
No, I've seen it before, but I quit watching probably like season 3 and 4 because I don't like that fucking. What's his name?
Saul?
No, I like Saul.
The chicken guy.
Oh, fuck. It's so boring.
Corey, what's that weird animals flavor you got in your fridge called Children's Motrin?
I put it in my fridge.
Yeah, it's in the fridge.
I wasn't paying attention when I tried to
I
drug.
stole it,
When I
animals,
tried
by
to
the way.
drug Harvey.
Harvey, if you can understand me, I'm stealing your snacks.
Oh man.
It's like stealing animals from a children's fridge.
That's exactly what it is. What is
So
that?
let's do it's Danimals, bro.
It's actually you actually sold animals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hate on me,
let's
dude.
let's roll with it. Whoa, dude, so badass chugging that Danimals.
That would be really good to. Would have chased with my chugging Danimals after you did the party.
Ooh, fuck.
Have you ever, in a difficult morning, drink children's Pedialyte?
I've drank Pedialyte.
It doesn't taste good.
It's a very good
Hey,
hangover
are you
cure.
gonna do some UFC after the case?
Yeah, but we better do it now because I'm gonna go to sleep very soon.
You hear that, kids? Your hero is signing off.
If there's anyone still tuned in at 4 in the morning, thanks for chugging along with us.
Chugging along, brothers. We're
This girl said, if it's gonna be more than $80, then I'll probably have to wait. And I was like, yeah, you're looking at like $250.
Did she reply? What is it?
A bunch of shit.
She doesn't have the Dylan Maples hookup.
I don't know. She doesn't have the Dylan Eagles bank account.
Yeah. How many cars did that bitch sell this week?
How many she ever even bought?
like,
Yeah.
dude, how many cars did that guy sell to get to the top?
It's not about quantity, it's about quality.
I sold this old lady. This old lady came in here. Okay, so we have this new car called an EcoSport. And actually, I'm not going to say anything online.
Okay. Okay. Well, I want to ask this.
Yeah.
You think
No,
Ford
I'm not
Motors
risking
is
it.
just fucking
These are prime.
Do you-
these are prime.
Do you think?
5 hours for the Ford Motors people.
Do you think it's? Here's a good question. Do you think it's the for let's think a Lamborghini dealership salesman?
We just had this
It-
conversation yesterday.
I know it's a good.
Yeah, go for
It's a
it.
good topic. So a Lamborghini salesman, and you, or let's not even use you. Let's use like
no, I
a
want to
re-
be in this.
Okay, if you want to be in this, let's use you as an example then. So, Lamborghini guy sells extremely way less, but he's selling top notch, like fucking hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of.
That doesn't matter.
Okay.
That doesn't
Explain
matter.
it then.
Because do you know how much it costs? How much more it costs to make a Lamborghini than it does a Ford?
Exactly. That's
The
what I'm
amount
saying.
of the amount of profit.
Is off the charts.
Exotic sports car brand salespeople get about a 15% commission from that. So, pull up your calculator.
So
right
I'm
now.
saying, well, my argument is, does it balance out that he makes a larger commission with smaller amount of sales, or you make better commission with lower cost vehicles but more sales?
Well, the real difference is
You're like a real difference.
No,
He's
the re-
not a Ferrari salesman.
the real difference is someone who works for Ford, Chevy, Toyota, Subaru. They all have so much more opportunity to make more money than a Lamborghini salesman. You don't go on a Lamborghini lot and see a used car lot and shit. You know, you got Lamborghini and that's
They have
it.
way less inventory.
They have less inventory and a smaller market for them.
Because
People will buy a Ford all day.
If
well,
a Lamborghini
I
salesman,
passed Lamborghini of Dallas.
How many people buy Lamborghinis in Northridge Hills
Here's-
every day though? But how many people go in to look at a new Ford every day?
That's what I'm saying. So
Well-
it's like I pass a Lamborghini dealership every single day when I go to work, but it's like I've only one time of my all times driving there have seen a Lamborghini out in front of it.
I tell you what, they probably do more than anything is they probably rent them and lease them. It's probably above anything, above selling them. They probably hardly ever sell them. They probably rent and lease them.
You can't lease a Lamborghini.
Really?
Mm-mm.
I just read this entire story about an importer and a dealer here in America about a 1999 GTR Skyline that the police had to like repossess because they had a hard time like figuring out whose it was. It was kind of like a whole like it probably took me like 30 minutes to read the whole damn thing. Actually, it was so like complicated about like who from here was sent from Tokyo, but because of America's like illegal laws on street racing, certain street racing cars and stuff like that, like you can't have a Skyline. They're legal now, but the ones that are produced now are legal now, not the ones that are like if you get one from the years that they were illegal, then it's still illegal.
What are you looking for?
So like 99 to like 2006 or something like that, they're illegal. So if you have one and you own one from 99 to 2006, it's still illegal, which is weird.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think their power to weight ratio is probably why they don't want them in America. There's a lot of cars that aren't made in America though that are all over the world. I mean, like they've had El Caminos in Australia for a while. Chevy El Caminos that look like Chevy Impalas. Have you seen these? You haven't seen them?
You're saying cars that are made here that are across the world?
Cars that are made by car companies like Chevy and Ford and
Corvettes,
things like that are not. No, Corvette is a specific type of Chevy. That's Chevy.
Like how
in Mexico they have these like things that look like what are they? It's like a Ford Escape type looking car thing. They're Subarus. They're like a Subaru Brat. That's what it is. It's like a Subaru Brat, but it doesn't have wheels on it and stuff like it. They have all different kinds of stuff, but like here's the thing: their safety regulations in those countries might be a lot lower, so they're allowed to make this car
funner.
They can like skimp on some things and make it a little bit different and stuff like that. But in America, they're like, you can't sell that here. That'll kill everybody. As soon as they wreck, that'll kill everyone that wrecks this thing.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, well, never mind. We'll just talk to Nicaragua and see if they want to sell these cars there. So there's cars all over the world that don't get sold here because of those reasons, because they don't pass regulation.
Whoa. Because you have those, like, nowadays, the biggest selling point almost on a car is, like, safety. Because you see those commercials with, like, the dummies in there.
Oh, yeah.
When they hit a head-on, like, object or whatever, and it shows them flying, the airbags, like, save the dummy or whatever.
Man.
What were we going to say, Dylan?
Well, I was gonna say that car. I have an appointment to sell the Eco Sport. It's technically Eco Sport, but
really,
it's brand new to America this year. This is the first year we're selling it, but they've been on the streets around the world for about 5 years now.
Is it kind of like one of the Fiats?
Kinda, except
fuck Fiat.
It's just safety regulations in Europe. On the drive
is like one of like Europe's like number one vehicle makers of all time.
Fiat is pretty much like Europe's Subaru.
See, I've always wondered, like in the U.S., why Fiat it's so expensive.
Because it's kind of sportier.
It's so expensive. It looks so dumb. And
what's expensive?
A Fiat?
They're expensive?
No, they're not.
They're cheap as fuck, brother.
For a car that doesn't get very good gas mileage.
What are you talking about? Are we talking about the same car?
Fiat, they don't get very good gas mileage. But it's like for what it's... I guess my point is for what it's worth. It's like it doesn't look good. Well, this is my like I'm not trying to slam a point here. I'm trying to give my like American point of view. It's like they don't look good. They don't get good gas mileage. And they're not cheap.
What else doesn't look good and doesn't get good gas mileage? A fucking Ford Taurus.
That doesn't look good and doesn't get. Well, I'm not trying to make a point like fuck Fiat.
No, I know that. I'm just saying that, like, American cars suck too. You know what I mean?
Dude.
Like a Chevy fucking Cobalt sucks fucking dick. Dude.
That's what
that
Tanner
that Ford Festiva fucking thing they make sucks fucking dick, dude. Like, yeah, dude, this shit sucks.
I had an old guy today who he was talking shit to me about a Fiesta we had. He told me he was gonna rape me today, and it's on camera. my coworker.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So
Fuck you in the parking lot.
so I was just fucking with him because he was saying that all car salesmen, all we want to do is fuck people over, and I was like, well, dude, why are you here? I was like, are you just here to talk shit and enjoy the air conditioning?
Get hit.
And he'd bought a couple cars from this dude named Hector, but he was saying how the Fiesta, this green Fiesta we had, was puke green and it's disgusting. He's like, how many cylinders are on this? And I was like, 16 cylinders, dude. And then I was like, this is my car that I traded in. And he was like, well, no wonder you got out of it. It was a huge piece of shit. And I was like, no, I got into a 2018 Fiesta. I was like, this is the best car on the fucking road right now, dude. And then
So at this point, you knew you were gonna make a sale, so you're like fucking around.
I'm fucking with this dude the whole time. And then he keeps mentioning, he said that he could buy our Mustang for $10,000 and he'd bet me $20 right now. And I was like, I know
Deal. I know exactly.
I was like,
what
I
you're
know what
getting.
we own it for. And he was like, well, you need to call up your bitch wife real quick and ask her if you can even afford to bet $20. So then I started telling him I had a husband. And then when I left, so Colton's filming my coworker Colton, he's filming my whole interaction with this dude. And when I go inside, he's like, I'm going to rape that dude.
Whoa, dude. You're gonna show the gays that way.
Dude, this dude's just... And Dad knows him. Apparently he frequents Ford just to talk shit. Dad texted me... Shit, what did he say? He was like, get away from that dirty man and go catching up or something like that.
Here we go, Garrett. This will show this. I've never even seen this before. It's just like it was on the YouTube things.
Like Hodor.
I was actually just about to ask you if we should show him the hold the door.
That might. Well,
Hold the door.
if we want you to watch the series, I don't want to show him.
We gotta show him some of the good stuff. Look, Hard Home is my favorite episode,
Dude.
but my favorite scene of this entire fucking show is Hold the Door. Like, that's the greatest.
See, that's why I
fucking
kind of don't want to like ruin it for him, because that's like one of my
Oh yeah,
favorite-
I guess so. Why you find
Dude,
out why?
one of my like
He's not gonna watch it.
one of my mind.
He's not gonna watch it.
Are you gonna watch Game of Thrones?
Dude, I'll forget about this before you
No, you
fucking
won't,
know.
because it's kind of like
Well, then we can.
It-
Just watch
it
it's
just-
almost kind of obvious the whole time, but it's like
It is. No, dude, I didn't get it. I didn't know what
Hindsight's
the fuck was
2020
happening
though.
until that fucking moment.
hindsight's 2020.
Man, you're
When
going to
he
make me watch a
started screaming
10-minute
it-
clip?
Clip. This is a scene.
Yeah, dude. It's
And
a
once you
director.
realize what kind of art you're being
Shut the
being
fuck
president of.
After this, I'm going to introduce you
Oh,
to Tom
dude.
Petty.
Ever heard of him?
Ever heard of him? You ever heard of an old boy named Bob Dylan?
You ever heard of a little man named Neil Young?
You ever seen Sully? She was running hot.
I want to find the black guys watching fucking country music. Okay, so they run from a bunch
Dude,
of people. They're
it's
trying
not
to get
gonna be that-
away.
it's not
and
gonna be
then
that meaningful
it's
for him,
not.
'cause
You're right. And I think
he
about
doesn't
it.
know the whole like story.
No, here we go.
No,
Yeah, because you have to
don't.
see the
He's not gonna know
flashbacks.
what's.
You have to see the flashbacks from before.
But
oh, this is it. It's showing it. Oh fuck, bruh. Okay.
Dude,
it might
he's
still
not
be
gonna
good.
get this.
Yeah, he'll get it. Look, he's known this guy his whole life, and now he's just realizing
No,
why he was there. his
and
whole
they
life.
they think. So he's known the guy his whole life, and he's been like. They've known him as like a mentally challenged guy.
Hodor.
Like his name's Hodor. All he can say is Hodor.
Hodor.
And he goes back.
Oh,
in
like
time.
hold the door?
Yeah, exactly. So, but hindsight's 2020, like I'm saying. So it's like
Pride's a sin, my friend.
Let's just be as cliche as possible when talking about the most uncliche show ever.
I'm not trying to be cliche.
You
I'm
said
just-
hindsight 2020.
The grass is always greener, Garrett.
No, dude. I'm saying like when I watched this episode, I was like, holy fuck.
I just like how he like burns that. Like somehow his mental capacity isn't strong enough to keep up with that memory being like burned into him because he like makes contact with him and somehow.
I thought you were at first talking about Dylan. I'm like,
No,
I thought you were
no.
like, I like how his memory's not.
No. Okay, watch. She's screaming at him. And this is back in time.
Works,
this is when he was a kid.
He works when he's in his work.
Well, he couldn't get him out of that space. He's the wolf, remember?
And he like goes back in time almost.
Oh,
So he's already in the past.
he was a normal boy. Hodor was a normal boy, though, until that. He's having a seizure. His time loop got fucked up. You know what I mean? His brain couldn't handle it like other people's can.
But what if that's his human aspect wanting to change the future that he just brought into the past that he wasn't supposed to?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You guys are stupid.
It's so sad, dude.
Oh, dude, this episode, Kenzie, when we watched this, when I first watched it, she was like crying.
Oh, yeah. It's the saddest shit ever. And Hodor, since Bran doesn't have legs since the first fucking episode in season 1, he carries him everywhere. And this is what, season 6? Yes,
he got him. He got him to the. He wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for.
No, fuck no, dude. So like his basic goal in life was to lead up until this point to die for Bran. That was what his life is based on. Hold the door. Hold the door. Hold the door. Hold the door. Hold the door.
And look, he's watching.
Fuck,
Like
dude,
he
it
knows
never
exactly.
stops. Yeah, he knows when he's that young. Yeah. Hodor.
So it like split his fucking brain in half.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy, dude.
That's pretty intense.
Dude, if you were that invested in the series, it's like actually a really emotional episode.
Yeah, oh yeah, that shit's terrifying. I mean, that's terrifying just right there. I don't that has to be terrifying. Hey, good night, everybody. Fuck you all if you stay up this late. You're a fucking idiot. Fuck you, YouTube.
No, we love
Eat
you.
a dick game show.
We just trolled you guys.
Psych, you fucking cunt.
This has been a